in order to find the missing people. U.S. oil climbs above $100. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible?
Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
DQ.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
Seeing some sunshine out there, 35 degrees around the South Shore after a frosty early start to our day, warming up to the 60s. We'll have more on the weather coming up. Good morning. I'm Laurie Kirby, WATD News. The news is brought to you by Stewart Painting. Every job done right and on time. Receive a virtual quote within 24 hours and now hiring. Apply online at stewartpaint.com. A close call overnight, flames breaking out at a home in Bridgewater. A person driving by luckily saw the flames on Crescent Street and immediately called 911. The Bridgewater Fire Department credits the police department for knocking on the door of the home and getting 3 people inside out, as well as some pets. No injuries reported. And a Harwich man is facing criminal drug charges after being found with a suspicious lockbox. Wareham police say last week detectives saw a vehicle and its occupants conducting street-level narcotic transactions. When detectives approached, they say they saw crack cocaine and drug-related paraphernalia in that vehicle. Again, the suspect, 38-year-old Nicholas Wielanter, has been charged. Also was found with a large quantity of money, fentanyl, cocaine, various pills. He's charged with trafficking cocaine. Also charged 35-year-old Corey Simpson of Buzzards Bay. And 70-year-old John Cooney. Again, possession. All 3 were arraigned at the Wareham 4th District Court. And we'll have a lot more news, including local politics on a Saturday, coming up in a minute.
Wouldn't you just love new kitchen cabinets without the high cost, the mess, and the inconvenience? Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting, and I know how scary the thought of a demoed kitchen can be. So I have a solution. Allow our cabinet refinishing team to restore the beauty to your kitchen cabinets. Our professionals will apply a sprayed finish and then swap out the hardware for a completely new look. And the task will be completed in days, not weeks. We paint hundreds of kitchen cabinets every year, and we would love to add your cabinets to our list of happy homeowners. In addition to our locations in Hyannis and Hingham, we are now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. Finance options and military veterans discounts are now available for all projects. The process is fast, and it's easy, and there's no hidden fees. Head to our website at stewartpaint.com to see if you pre-qualify. It's never been this easy to turn your vision into reality. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
A citizen's petition will go before the Plymouth Town meeting tomorrow morning that would take away a health benefit for future town employees. Town manager Derek Brindisi tells WATD News this petition was presented to the select board.
Rich Serkey, a local town meeting member, has advanced a citizen's petition that would, in essence, modify the existing 2003 Home Rule petition. The Home Rule petition that was passed in 2003 allows for future employees who retire to revert back to their original health insurance benefits. And so the amended petition by Mr. Serkey would take that benefit away for future employees. Wouldn't affect current retirees or current employees, but certainly would take that benefit away to future employees. So with this amended Home Rule petition, there would be projected cost savings, probably I would say realistically 30 years down the road, we'd see some cost savings.
In opposition, retired Plymouth DPW employee Dale Weber.
This citizen's petition does nothing but create division and dissension in the workplace. That's ongoing right now and is counterproductive to any efforts of recruitment and retention of employees.
Again, we have the annual spring town meeting, special town meeting as well. If they need to, they're going to go all day tomorrow. All day, but if they need to, they'll wrap up at 5 o'clock and they'll resume on Monday. I'll have more on that throughout the morning. Also, more than 10,000 pounds of food distributed yesterday outside of the WATD studios in Marshfield.
It was 2 full trailer loads today. Yeah, so we did good.
Yeah, they do, because they are good. They do good deeds. They are good people. And that is the voice of Veterans Voice co-host Craig Wolf, who says they also collected some much-needed donations.
A couple of people gave us some cash and some of the cards that we give to Kim. Tony, what Kim does is we have all crazy cards that go to crazy different places. So what Kim does is, say it's $25 or $50, so she goes to the store and will buy something for $50 for herself, and then she puts $50 in the kitty, and then when she has quite a few $100, she'll go like to a meat wholesaler and buy the bulk meat. So that way we was doing it, because different credit cards at different stores. You can't give it to one person. I mean, geez, so that's what we figured out, how to do that. So Kim likes to shop. She's her mother's daughter, so she's happy shopping.
Also, Kim is Craig's sister. And yeah, they do so much for the local community. Our next Veterans Food Drive is May 14th outside of the WATD studios in Marshfield. And we have a video of this story thanks to Dan McCready in the newsroom on our website right now, 959WATD.com. Traffic and weather together coming up, brought to you by Instabright. Keep your property looking like it should. With Instabright's home exterior washing services, visit instabrite.com.
Hey, home and condo owners. Have you noticed what the exterior of your home looks like? Do you have years of accumulated dirt, grime, unsightly mold, or mildew on any of the exterior surfaces? Hi, I'm Dave Friedman from Instabright. For over 40 years, we've helped thousands of homeowners, condo associations, and businesses keep their properties looking like they should. We expertly wash pool aprons, decks, fences, and walkways. And all types of roofs can be safely, low-pressure soft washed to remove those nasty dark streaks and all other damaging growths. Listen to what a customer has to say.
Hi, I'm Elisa from Hanson. I have Instabright clean the exterior of my home periodically. Instabright's employees are always professional, courteous, and knowledgeable. I believe in Instabright and recommend them to all my family and friends.
Contact us through our website, instabrite.com, and use our new instant quote option to get immediate pricing to clean the exterior of your home. Clean it right. Call Instabright.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. It is 7:09 and the ride this morning on the expressway northbound. Some delays from Adams Street up towards Southampton Street. So it's just volume. It is busy, though. Drive time about 24 minutes from Braintree to Boston. Route 3, though, we like it. South Shore, Plymouth to Weymouth, looks good. Southbound, a little slow at the Sagamore. 25 East, a little busy at the Bourne. 24, some pockets between Harrison and 139. 93 South, a little bit of a pocket. Route 24 to 138 in Canton. 128 North is heavy. Route 1 to 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
The day started really cold and frosty, especially in some low spots away from the city and the coast. Middleborough, Lakeville, 30 degrees with patchy fog right down to the south coast. Sunshine taking over. There'll be a few clouds at times later, becoming breezy and milder. A high of 65. Tonight, fair in the mid and low 50s, balmy. There can be a shower after midnight. We'll drop to the mid-40s late tonight. Tomorrow, clouds giving way quickly to sunshine. Nice to get out. There'll be a breeze near 60. Sunday seasonable. Sunshine followed by some clouds, a high of 56. Quite a warming trend gets underway. Well, there can be a shower late at night. Monday, clouds, sunny breaks, a high of 71 near 80 by the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
36 brisk degrees in Marshfield at the weather station WATD. Still seeing frost on the rooftop out there here in Marshfield. I'm Lori Kirby at 9:12. The South Shore's Morning News continues now with Rob Hakala on 95.9 WATD.
Lori, here we go. 7 o'clock hour underway on the South Shore's Morning News on a Friday. Thanks for listening to the radio. Thanks for watching us on YouTube as well. WATD Radio on YouTube. I'm Rob. That's Lori. And, of course, let's put up a photo here of this guy. We have him on the line. It's a Friday morning. There he is, Stephen Karadianis from the Plymouth Philharmonic. Stephen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rob and Lori. Well, as we just heard on the news, The Artemis 2 capsule is scheduled to splash down this evening in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego at approximately 8:07 Eastern Time. I know I'll be glued to my TV watching it.
I think
We
all of
will
us
as well, yeah.
Yeah, I think at least we all agree on that. And music.
Indeed.
I can recall, Lori, no kidding, I can recall in the summer of 1968 when my mother woke us all up in the middle of the night to actually see Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon live.
Incredible.
So we've all been attached to this journey for all my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been amazing for these four individuals who have gone further than anyone has gone before, setting things up for another journey to the actual moon, right on the surface, and a landing, and for me, a chance to experience it while I'm alive, hopefully, because I missed out on all those great Apollo missions, and I would like to have them go again. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens. And of course, we're praying, as you said, for a safe return, Stephen, splashing down tonight in the Pacific. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be playing Name That Tune. So let me just remind everybody, as soon as you know the first song, in just a moment, you got to call in, okay? Call in, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. Call in, and if you're the first person with the correct answer, you're going to win tickets to the Phil concert coming up in, I think, May. Is that the next one, Stephen?
That's right.
Yeah. You'll win tickets for that. So 781-837-4900. Call in as soon as you know the song, and we'll put you on the radio, 781-837-4900. Name that tune. All right, Stephen, let's get set up here. What do you got for us?
Well, with the Artemis 2 crew completing their lunar journey later today, and this weekend's calendar marking several significant anniversaries involving humans in space, today we have a space travel-themed Name That Tune. Let's roll, Rob. It was 65 years ago this weekend, April 12th, 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. He traveled aboard the Soviet spacecraft Vostok 1 to an altitude of 187 miles above the Earth and completed a single orbit in a flight lasting 108 minutes. 23 days later, Alan Shepard became the first American in space. Also, 20 years later and 45 years ago this weekend, April 12, 1981, the first space shuttle flight occurred with the launching of Columbia. Columbia spent 54 hours in space, making 36 orbits, then landed at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Sadly, in 2003, Columbia disintegrated during re-entry after 28 missions, killing everyone on board. The composer of the music is best known for this music and his orchestral works Till Eulenspiegel's Merry Pranks and Don Quixote. The title of the complete music from which this brief excerpt originates comes from the book which inspired it, penned by the 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche.
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Just stay healthy, Lori, please. Maybe, I know Rob's on the phone. Maybe he can start up the music again. There we are.
Here we go. I'm half paying attention always.
This was also in a movie.
Yes, this music is famously used in Stanley Kubrick's 1968 film 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Okay, we're going to go to line one. We have someone on the line already. I see a bunch of other lines ringing here, but we've got the person through that got through first, and that is Susan from Plymouth. Susan, you're on WATD with the maestro, Stephen Karadianis of the Plymouth Philharmonic. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Susan. Thanks so much for calling in. Name that tune.
That is Thus Spake Zarathustra, and I'm sorry about my pronunciation.
Oh, it's quite good.
I know.
And by chance, do you know the composer's name?
Richard Strauss.
That's right. Very good.
Wow.
And this is the prelude to Thus Spake Zarathustra, titled Sunrise, and it certainly evokes that.
Oh, so good. Congratulations, Susan from Plymouth, who is a teacher, from what I understand. Is that correct, Susan?
Yes, I'm a music teacher, instrumental music teacher in New Bedford.
Oh, well, thank you for what you do. That's so important.
It is.
Thank you, Susan. Great.
I like hearing that.
Keep up the great work.
All right. So there we go. She got that. So, Susan, I'm going to get you the voucher. She's going to be going to the Plymouth Phil concert in May. She's excited.
I am excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're going to love it, Susan.
Yeah, it's an all-Broadway show. You'll love it.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, that's my thing.
This all worked out great, Susan. All right. Now, Susan, everything's going well so far. Nothing could go wrong now. But we have a bonus song here to see if you can identify. This is okay. We're not going to take the voucher away, but this is just for fun, right, Stephen?
Yeah, Susan, I've got a hunch you'll get this. Let it roll, Rob.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yes.
What do you think, Susan?
Well, I want to call it the Skaters, but I don't believe that that's right. I know the tune. I'm not sure of the name right now.
That's okay.
No, don't worry. You're already a winner.
Yeah.
So this is the Blue Danube Waltz by another Strauss, Johann Strauss Jr.
Oh.
The original full title, On the Beautiful Blue Danube. So not only is this music traditionally the next to last encore of the Vienna Philharmonic New Year's Days concerts, it was also used famously in Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this scene as well with the space station. I mean, the movie's still great after all these years. It really is. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And this is great. I think, Stephen, you told the story once before. They had a guy that wrote a whole bunch of original music for the film, only to have Kubrick say thank you but no thanks.
Right. So he went to as much public domain music as he could for the soundtrack of 2001. Although the Richard Strauss Zarathustra music was not public domain, but he kind of used it anyway because it was, at that time, German music and not necessarily American public domain music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
wow. Okay. Very interesting.
He stretched the rule a little bit there.
Well, it worked as well. It worked for the movie, that's for sure. And congratulations to Susan, who's on her way to work right now and going to be instructing those minds of the future and teaching them all about music and doing a wonderful job. And Susan, thank you for playing, and you're going to get that Phil voucher.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Susan, I hope to meet you. Please make sure you say hello to me at the concert, okay?
I will indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There's Susan from Plymouth. All right, and we have one more song before we close it out, right?
Yep, let it roll, Rob. This is the main title theme composed by James Horner from the 1995 movie Apollo 13. Keeping with our space travel theme this morning, it was 56 years ago tomorrow, April 11th, 1970, that Apollo 13 was launched from Cape Kennedy. 56 hours into the flight, an oxygen tank exploded in the service module. The 3 astronauts on board then transferred into the lunar module, using it as a lifeboat, and began a perilous return trip to Earth, splashing down safely roughly 6 days later.
Boy,
and you know, Rob, I'm a huge fan of James Horner's music.
Yeah.
And he was tragically killed in a plane crash that he was piloting.
I didn't know that.
2015.
How old was he?
He was 61 years old.
61?
61.
Yikes. Okay.
Apollo 13. Think about that. I was just seeing, too, did you see that, in the movie, was it Tom Hanks played Jim Lovell, who passed away, but he had recorded a message for the astronauts. Did you hear they played that message from the late Jim Lovell to the astronauts on board Artemis?
That's right. So he recorded it last year, and they kept it, they saved it, I guess, in escrow, until this crew could hear it. So that was really touching, actually.
It really was. Yeah, very emotional. Well, Stephen Cardianis, Name That Tune is wonderful as always. We do it every Friday at this time. PlymouthPhil.org, PlymouthPhil.org. Stephen Cardianis of the Plymouth Phil. Thank you as always.
Thank you, Rob and Lori. Make it a great day.
All right.
It is traffic and weather time now. Let's see if we have any issues. Northbound Expressway slow, Adams Street to Andrews Square. Route 3 looks good along the South Shore. 24, we had some pockets around Harrison and 139, 93, some reduced speeds. Route 28 to 138 and 128 North. Slow spots East Street to 109. South Shore weather. Sponsored by Pilgrim Coin and Currency. Get the best value for your coins, antique jewelry, sterling flatware, even pocket watches from local professional appraisers. Pilgrim Coin just off Route 3 in Weymouth. Sunny, a few clouds later, breezy and mild, 65. Tonight, cloudy, brief shower around after midnight, low 45. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high 60. 37 in Marshfield. Sports next.
This is David from Pilgrim Coin and Currency, South Shore's premier rare coin and precious metals dealer. With more than 40 years' experience buying and selling precious metals and estate jewelry, our gemologist has both the knowledge and experience to pay the fairest prices for all your broken, unwanted, and estate jewelry. When you're looking for a unique gift, come in and see our ever-changing selection of vintage jewelry. For those interested in purchasing precious metals, Pilgrim Coin has access to a full assortment of gold and silver bars and coins. Trust in the experience of South Shore's only professional numismatist. We carry in stock a broad selection of coins and paper money to satisfy both collectors and investors. Would you like an expert opinion on an item in your collection? Trust in the experts at Pilgrim Coin for an honest evaluation of your coins, jewelry, sterling flatware, and even pocket watches. Pilgrim Coin, located near the intersection of Route 18 and 53 at 399 Washington Street in Weymouth.
WATD Sports at 7:25, sponsored by Coastal Heritage Bank. Coastal Heritage Bank, community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. All right, so the Celtics, they lost last night to the Knicks in New York by a score of 112 to 106. Jason Tatum finished with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists in his first game back on the Madison Square Garden court, where he ruptured his Achilles tendon in last season's playoffs. Tonight, the Celtics host the Pelicans at 7:30. The Red Sox beginning a 3-game series against the Cardinals. They'll be in St. Louis tonight at 8:15. And the Bruins will host the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns tied right now at the lead at the Masters. It gets underway again this morning over at Augusta. Now let's get a look at South Shore Sports. Here is Brendan Connolly with an update on the local action. Brendan.
That's right, guys. It was another sunny day for high school sports around the South Shore, and as you can expect, we have a lot of games to cover. Let's kick things off with the baseball scoreboard. In the South Shore League, Abington topped Mashpee 12-2. Ryan Salamini had 7 strikeouts on the mound for the Green Wave. Middleborough knocked off East Bridgewater, rolling 7-2. The Hull Pirates won a wild game with Quincy, holding on 12-10. In the Patriot League, Duxbury cruised to a 7-1 win over Pembroke. Plymouth North won its game with Hingham 5-2. BC High held off a rally, defeating Lincoln Sudbury 15-5. Zavarian erupted offensively, batting its way to a 22-4 romp of Holliston. In softball action, Middleborough topped East Bridgewater 5-3. Taryn Clancy had 17 strikeouts in the circle to lead the Sachems. Lucy Reed hit an inside-the-park grand slam as Plymouth North rolled to a 13-0 shutout of Hingham. In the Bay State Conference, Braintree defeated Weymouth in a 12-8 contest. On the boys lacrosse circuit, Hingham held on late for a wild 9-8 victory over Scituate. Duxbury got back on the winning track, cruising past Quincy North Quincy 19-3. Bridgewater Raynham knocked off Barnstable, winning a defensive battle 5-3. In the Catholic Conference, Enzo Serio had a hat-trick as BC High toppled St. John's Prep 5-4. With the win, the Eagles avenged last year's D1 championship loss and snapped a 52-game winning streak for St. John's Prep against in-state opponents. Severian could not hold on to a late lead, but came through in overtime as the Hawks defeated St. John's of Shrewsbury 9-8. On the girls' side, Hanover eked out a 9-8 win over Whitman-Hanson. Hingham defeated Scituate, winning 8-5. And lastly, Bridgewater Raynham topped Barnstable, winning 11-6. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
Welcome to Coastal Heritage Bank. How can I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'd like to open a checking account.
Absolutely. And what features were you looking for?
Well, I prefer free bill pay and free mobile banking.
Not a problem. Anything else?
Well, I'd really prefer my own drive-through lane.
Now that one could be tricky.
Discover Preferred Interest Checking. The higher your balance, the higher your interest rate. To open an account, stop by a branch or visit coastalheritagebank.com. Member FDIC, member DIF. Minimum opening deposit is $50. Fees may reduce earnings. Bank rules and regulations apply. Ask us for details. Offer good on personal accounts only.
Right here at the top, let me be clear. Commercial aviation is safe, incredibly safe. The most dangerous thing on your next flight might be sitting in your carry-on bag, your battery charger. Here's why. I'm Kim Commando for WebRoot. WebRoot Essentials Antivirus protects all your devices without slowing them down. Right now, get 62% off at webroot.com/Kim. The FAA says lithium-ion battery fires on aircraft happen more than you think. 97 reported last year alone. That's nearly 2 every single week, and twice the number from 2024. Every fire traced back to an Android, iPhone, iPad, laptop, or chargers. Any fire at 35,000 feet is serious. Southwest Airlines is the first carrier to take real action. In 10 days, every Southwest passenger gets one charger. That's it. And it cannot go ever into checked bags, period. Every other airline should be taking their lead right now. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com.
All right, 7:30 news coming up. We're going to check in with Lori Kirby, get you updated on the morning's top stories. In next half hour on WATD, Dr. Sean O'Brien, our monthly visit with Weemeyer Dentistry. Did you floss? Dr. Sean's coming in studio after the 7:30 news to check our teeth and to talk about dental health. Right now, traffic and weather on the 9s and the expressway northbound, heavy from Adams Street up to Columbia Road. Route 3 is okay along the South Shore at 24, a little slow at 139. We do have delays at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges getting on Cape. South Shore weather for today, we're going to have sunshine. Sunny, a few clouds, breezy and mild, 65 tonight, cloudy, a brief shower around after midnight. A low 45 in tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high near 60. 37 in Marshfield at 7:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
And right now we're looking at 37 degrees, warming up quickly around the South Shore at 7:30 on a Friday. Good morning, I'm Lori Kirby, WATD News. And the news at 7:30 is brought to you today by Cross Insurance for all your home, auto, and business insurance as well. Contact Cross Insurance for your insurance needs. They're on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Israeli attacks on Lebanon have not ceased. The target, Hezbollah, but the breach in the tentative ceasefire could jeopardize brokered peace talks in Pakistan and Washington.
Short-term ceasefire appears to be as fragile as ever. About 3 days in, Iran delivering mixed messaging on a key sticking point.
The Strait of Hormuz is open.
Iran's deputy foreign minister says ships can coordinate with the military for safe passage, but only about a dozen have gone through in the past 2 days.
CBS News has learned the U.S. is preparing to host talks between Israel and Lebanon in Washington next week.
The heat shield must hold splashdown this evening for the crew who swung around the far side of the moon.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis 2 will have a blazing hot and fast re-entry. During the unpiloted Artemis 1 re-entry, chunks of the heat shield came off, prompting investigations and worries from experts inside and outside of NASA. Orion Deputy Program Manager Debbie Korth says mission managers have mitigated the risk this time.
I think, we did a very thorough job and have confidence in the heat shield able to perform this mission. We changed the mission design that will allow us to fly the heat shield we have.
And again, the time tonight after 8 p.m., somewhere off the coast of San Diego, the astronauts set to splash down. And again, that is Eastern time tonight. Rockland voters tomorrow will only have one contested race in the ballot when they head to the polls for their annual town election. The race for Board of Health will see incumbent Robert Stevens Jr. competing against challengers Bonnie Burrell, Robert Coughlin Jr., and Jennifer Smith. Polls open at 8 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. Plymouth Town politics in full swing, and that's coming up right after this.
Season. Extreme weather can impact the cost of homeowners insurance. Hi, this is Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Throughout the country, when weather events cause widespread damage, insurance carriers must cover the cost of increased claims and plan for future risks. In response, homeowners insurance rates may rise. Prepare your home for each season and work with Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance. We'll help you determine whether you qualify for any discounts or credits on your insurance premiums. With Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance, you'll have an experienced local agent in your corner and flexible coverage backed by Safety's fast and easy claims services. Plus, by combining your home and auto insurance together with Safety Insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Give us a call at 781-848-8600. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
A canine blood drive is scheduled for this Sunday in honor of Nero and the late Police Sergeant Sean Gannon. This is hosted by State Rep. Stephen Exaros, Bourne Police, also CVS. Let's get more.
It's a positive thing. It doesn't really cost the Commonwealth money. It's the way to take care of these heroes. And it's a way to honor Sean Gannon, and it's a way to honor Dakota. And one way we're doing it is this Sunday, we do our canine blood drive, which is another thing that's come out of this tragedy. So on Sunday in Bourne, at the Bourne Police Station, between 10 and 2, people bring their dogs, and the dogs get screened to give dog blood in case there's a tragedy and a dog needs blood. That's how they saved Nero 8 years ago. And now in his honor, we do a blood drive for dogs.
The blood drive marks the April 12th anniversary of Yarmouth Police Sergeant Sean Gannon, shot and killed in the line of duty in 2018. And Nero, as you heard there, his beloved police canine, was also shot and wounded, but managed to survive, bringing changes to our laws and attention to taking care of working canines. Dakota is another canine who worked the Boston Marathon bombing and needed treatment for PTSD after. If you'd like more information about how to give blood, it's blood bank at CapeCodVetsSpecialist.com. And in Plymouth, a controversial proposal to take away a certain health benefit for future Plymouth Town employees will be taken up by town meeting tomorrow. Could happen on Monday, though, if this thing goes longer. There's so much to unpack at this Plymouth Annual. Town Manager Derek Brindisi tells WATD News the proposal was submitted as a citizen's petition by a guy named Richard Serkey who lives in Plymouth. And he presented his petition to the select board. Listen in.
That would, in essence, modify the existing 2003, the home rule petition that was passed in 2003, allows for future employees who retire revert back to their original health insurance benefits. And so amended petition by Mr. Serkey would take that benefit away for future employees. Wouldn't affect current retirees or current employees.
Now, the goal here is to save money.
With this amended home rule petition, there would be projected cost savings, probably I would say realistically 30 years down the road, we'd see some cost savings.
Not so, says retired Plymouth DPW employee Dale Weber. Let's hear his part of the story.
That the current PEC agreement that has 3 years left to it has produced nearly $10 million in savings, and reduced the other post-employment benefit liability, commonly referred to as OPEB, by $227,391,317. That's what employee initiatives got the taxpayers and ratepayers of Plymouth.
Plymouth town officials will also look to move the future town meetings from April to May. All of this happening tomorrow, and if they have to, on Monday too. We'll let you know, of course, on that, because that will be evolving throughout the weekend. And the weekend looks mild. Next week, we're eyeing 70 degrees plus. Looks gorgeous. We'll check in with Rob Hakala for your morning commute, and also I believe it's Rob Gilman for your weekend weather in just a little bit, brought to you with certainty by Croy Health, formerly NVNA and Hospice, and proud to provide quality home care, hospice, and palliative services to 27 towns from Plymouth to Milton. Visit croyhealth.org, CROI health.org.
I'm Renee McGinnis, and I've been honored to lead the largest provider of home care, hospice, and palliative services in 27 towns from Milton to Plymouth. I'm excited to share that we have rebranded as Croy Health, still an independent, non-profit organization. NVNA and Hospice is a part of our legacy, and Croy Health represents all that we do in our commitment to growth. Learn more at croyhealth.org.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. The time now is 7:39, and we are looking at delays on the expressway northbound. We've got slowdowns as you make your way into the city this morning. We're looking at slowdowns right now from around, we'll call it East Milton, and it's heavy from there up towards Columbia Road. So pretty slow much of the way, maybe a little bit before Adams Street now. So 25 minutes from Braintree to Boston. Route 3 is okay along the South Shore. 24 busy after 44, again around 139. 93 is slow. Route 28 over to Ponkapog. 128 heavy. Route 1 to 109 in Dedham. Again in Needham. Southbound, we got some delays at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory, above freezing, 35 degrees, the dew point 33, the breeze from the southwest 15, gusting to 22 miles an hour. Up at the summit, barometer 30.40 inches, about steady. A few much colder spots, especially away from the city and the coast. Down near the south coast, some frosty spots as well. And look at this, Lakeville and Middleborough, 30 degrees at sunrise. Temperature's going to go up sharply as high pressure that has been close by is now shifting out toward Bermuda. After the early fog, sunshine. A few clouds at times later, it'll become breezy. A high of 65. Now it'll be closer to 53 around Buzzards Bay, but closer to 70 in the Boston area, really warm. It'll stay that way this evening. There'll be a brief shower in the area after midnight, a low of 45. Tomorrow we'll get back to sunshine, breezy near 60. Sunday, seasonable. Some sun as clouds increase, a high of 56. And then really warming up by Monday. Some sun, a lot of clouds and breezy, the high 71. Be near 80, especially away from the Cape, through the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
38 degrees in Marshfield at the weather station WATD with some sunshine out there. I'm Lori Kirby at 7:42. The South Shore's Morning News continues now with Rob Hakala on 95.9 WATD.
Lori, thanks so much. Good morning. The South Shore's Morning News continues. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team, and great to have you along on the South Shore's Morning News. And as promised, once a month, a visit with Dr. Sean and Dr. Andy, Weemeyer Dentistry and Contemporary Prosthodontics. And this month, Dr. Sean O'Brien in studio. Dr. O'Brien, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rob. How are you?
Doing great. Good to see you. How you been?
Well, happy spring.
Happy spring. Yes, here we are. It is the month of April, and spring is a-coming. That's what they tell us. We're going to be having some good days ahead, and you were already observing, starting to see a little bit of nature outside the window.
Yeah,
here at
you have
Broadcast
four blue
House.
jays hanging out in a bird, hanging out in the tree outside. I was like, I've never seen that many all on hanging out together before.
I know. This is great. Yeah. So
pretty cool.
this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this morning what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, when it comes to shopping, and we know marketing, they're always trying to sell us stuff and different products. Some of it, though, is better for us than other products. And also there are products that maybe we should just simply steer away from when it comes to dental health and dental products. And you were talking about your own experience, right? Shopping.
Yeah, I was sent on an errand to go get some toothpaste last weekend. And as I was in the aisle, I was like, there's quite a lot of options here. And I, of course, get a lot of questions from patients about different products, but this kind of reminded me, hey, I should talk about this. What are some things that are just worth skipping altogether? Because it can be kind of overwhelming when you're standing there and there's all these boxes staring back at you, and there's different colors, and they say all different things like whitening and gum disease, and you don't really know, hey, what should I buy?
Yeah, exactly. So we've got 5 oral health products your dentist says to skip at the pharmacy, right? So we're going to get into what the products are and what the reasons are behind them, right?
That's right, yeah. And to start, I would say, the first one is charcoal toothpaste. This one kind of made its rounds on the social media platforms a few years back, and, it sounded really trendy. You use this toothpaste that turns your teeth black while you're using it. Okay. And the idea being at the end result would make your teeth a lot whiter. And while that's true, charcoal is an abrasive, and it can certainly, it's like sandpaper, right? But the issue here is that charcoal toothpaste is often too abrasive for most people. It can actually prematurely wear down your enamel over time. And if you have existing dental work like crowns and veneers on your front teeth, it can actually remove that surface glaze that's put on the porcelain. So it really doesn't whiten teeth reliably the way people think. And so I think you're just much better off with a fluoride toothpaste that's actually been tested for safety and effectiveness.
Okay, so avoid anything with the charcoal in it, then you're saying.
It's just a trend. It's really just a trend.
Okay,
yeah.
So there you go, charcoal toothpaste again. Someone said, because it'll make your teeth black and it'll look even whiter, right?
Right.
Some people, and instead of charcoal toothpaste, I can do that. A lot of us as kids, we would just eat a lot of Oreos. So you can have. That's how you remember. That's where
that
you get
sounds more fun.
Yeah. So forget charcoal. Just go with Oreo toothpaste. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but charcoal toothpaste number 1. Number 2, you got a mouthwash right there. Speaking of choices, boy,
oh my goodness, people love mouthwashes because the idea of it sounds great. You swish something around, it gets all over the teeth and gums, and then boom, you're done.
I always think, well, if it's stinging, it must be doing something good. But you tell me, because I am curious too, because when it comes to there's something that says whitening, or something that says fixes enamel, I think was another one.
Yes.
So do any of those things work, or is it just basically?
It's creative marketing. Okay. And it skirts around the restrictions that are in place for how certain, dental and, dental products, health products, and cosmetic products. There's sort of like a intersection of all those things, and there's certain laws of how those products have to be labeled. And a lot of the whitening products fall under a category of a cosmetic. And so it really, frankly, doesn't even need to work that well for these companies to be able to label it as a whitening product. So when you see these things like a whitening mouthwash, the truth is that the mouthwash really doesn't stay on your teeth long enough to make a real difference. These mouthwashes end up containing such trace amounts of the active ingredients, they're peroxides. And that's why they can be marketed as a whitening product. So if you really want whiter teeth, skip the mouthwash. Just talk to your dentist about professional options, or if there are some over-the-counter options that are more appropriate.
Okay. All right. So there you go. That's a good one. Next one, specifically as to number 3, is about a type of toothbrush, right?
Hard bristle toothbrushes. Yeah. If you have ever had to purchase a toothbrush before, you'll notice some of them say hard, soft, medium. Medium. It's like, well, what does that mean?
No, that's something. That's a different.
Medium rare.
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. There are toothbrushes. You're right, and I'm pretty sure I remember my dentist said, I think they actually can tell when you're brushing too hard.
Yes.
And you got to go a little bit easier on the brushing, because intense brushing does not equal better care, right?
That's right. And just skip the hard bristle toothbrushes. Universally, I recommend soft bristle brushes for all my patients.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's really no benefit that can be gained from a hard bristle brush. It's far too easy to do damage to your gums with them long term.
Okay.
And a lot of people, who've been using hard bristle brushes, I'll see the damage that's been done over the years. There's a lot of gum recession, a lot of bone loss around the teeth, and a lot of wear on the teeth and their roots.
Okay. All right. So stick with soft. That's a good one to talk about. Number 4, what's this? Cement?
Crown cement. Yeah, so anyone who's ever had a crown or multiple dental crowns, they've probably had an experience of one of those crowns at some point in time pop off. Mm-hmm. And you may be tempted to go to the drugstore and just find these things that say, a crown cement, and put it back in. You pop it back on the tooth, and hey, you're done. Crown's fixed.
Okay.
For a temporary fix, they can work okay just to get you through the weekend or a couple of days. But the reality is those crown cements are not like the permanent cements that we use in the dental office. And often those crown cements that you find at the drugstore are just going to wash out under the crown. And it'll either lead to that crown falling off again, or it can allow leakage underneath of it, so you have problems that develop.
Okay, so again, it could be just an emergency fix, but not something that you should use, and you'd still, even if you do in an emergency, you'll get it checked still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not bad just to kind of buy you a little bit of time, but ultimately, there are so many different materials that crowns are made out of, and there's different cements that are optimized for those materials. It's just better to have a dentist do it.
All right, and we finish out our list here. These are 5 oral health products your dentist says to skip at the pharmacy. Number 5, this is interesting. Some kind of high-tech device here. I'm not familiar with this. Let's see what it is. Ultrasonic?
Yeah. Ultrasonic plaque removers. They're not new. They're not new to the dental world, but you can find them on the shelves of the drugstore and the supermarkets, and they're really made to look like the high-tech devices that you see at the dental office, but they're often just cheaply made. They're not. They're made them to look like they're really easy to use, but the reality is these things can actually do more damage to your teeth than anything else, especially if you don't know how to use them. And even if you do know how to use them, you'll know that they're very difficult to use on yourself, just to use them appropriately. And so the way that they work is they vibrate at a very high frequency. And the ones that we use in the office are controlled. You can control that frequency, and you can control the water flow. It's actually the water, that frequency creates bubbles within the water that goes with it. And when those bubbles collapse, they burst. Mm-hmm. That's what actually breaks up the plaque and the tartar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but anywho, these over-the-counter plaque removers don't work that well, and you can actually irritate the nerves inside of your teeth by misusing them. Mm-hmm. So just skip them altogether. I mean, it's really better off to let your hygienist or your dentist use those.
All right, good stuff. Trendy. They need consistency. All right.
Bottom line is, I think that your teeth don't need trendy, they just need consistency. My patients who have the healthiest checkups are the ones who are just consistent with their routines.
All right, good advice there from Dr. Sean O'Brien from Weemeyer Dentistry. And if people want to reach out, Dr. Sean, this is where we tell people your office is in Duxbury, right?
Yep, we're located 104 Tremont Street, Suite 4 in Duxbury. And you can reach us at 781-934-5292 or find us online at weemeyerdentistry.com.
weemeyerdentistry.com. Dr. Sean O'Brien. Once a month we check in with Dr. Sean or Dr. Andy. Thank you, Dr. Sean O'Brien.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Traffic and weather update now, and the ride on Route 3 northbound. We're in good shape. No issues there. Northbound expressway is slow. Furnace Brook to Southampton Street, 24. Pockets, Harrison to 139. 93, a little slow, 28 to Ponkapog, 128 heavy, University Avenue, 109. We did have a road reporter, by the way, I did want to thank him, Paul from Hanson, that said that Sagamore Bridge backup pretty busy this morning. It was just about a mile or so of slowdown approaching the Sagamore Bridge. 25 east is slow at the Bourne. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Sponsored by Cape Cod 5. Passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Mass. Visit their new location, Commerce Way in Plymouth today. Cape Cod 5.
The day started really cold and frosty, especially in some low spots away from the city and the coast. Middleborough, Lakeville, 30 degrees with patchy fog right down to the south coast. Sunshine taking over. There'll be a few clouds at times later, becoming breezy and milder. A high of 65. Tonight, fair in the mid and low 50s, balmy. There can be a shower after midnight. We'll drop to the mid-40s late tonight. Tomorrow, clouds giving way quickly to sunshine. Nice to get out. There'll be a breeze near 60. Sunday seasonable. Sunshine followed by some clouds, a high of 56. Quite a warming trend gets underway. Well, there can be a shower late at night. Monday, clouds, sunny breaks, a high of 71 near 80 by the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
Thank you, Rob. And right now, outside our studio, 39 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
At Cape Cod 5, we're proud to take an active role in helping to create strong and vibrant communities throughout our region. From volunteering to providing financial education to sponsoring local events and organizations, giving back is a part of who we are. In fact, Cape Cod 5 gives over $1.5 million annually to community organizations, making a meaningful difference in the lives of those on Cape Cod, on the islands, and in southeastern Mass. Find out more at capecod5.com, member FDIC.
7:53 WATD Sports. Sports Report is being sponsored this time around by the South Shore Gutter Monkeys. Yeah, make sure you get those gutters cleaned out. Could have some damage from the winter, all the storms. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, and installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. Well, it was a loss for the Celtics. The Celtics lose to the Knicks at the in New York last night, 112 to 106. Jason Tatum finished with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists in his first game back on the Madison Square Garden court, where he ruptured his Achilles tendon in last season's playoffs. Tonight, the Celtics host the Pelicans at 7:30. The Red Sox begin a 3-game series against the Cardinals in St. Louis tonight at 8:15. The Bruins will host the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, and the New England Revolution host DC United tomorrow night in Foxborough. That will be at 7:30. Now let's get an update on all the national sports. The AP's Gethin Coolbaugh.
AP Sports, I'm Gethin Coolbaugh. Defending champion Rory McIlroy is on top after one round at the Masters after shooting an opening 67 to share a two-stroke lead with Sam Burns.
Great start to the week, obviously. Felt like I got a lot out of my round today.
World number one Scottie Scheffler was 3 shots back in a tie for 6th. In the NBA, Josh Hart scored 26 points to help overcome Jason Tatum's near triple-double, and the Knicks rallied past the Celtics for a 112-106 win. LeBron James had 26 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds to power the Lakers past the Warriors 119-103. MLB, Tigers center fielder Parker Meadows was hospitalized after a head-to-head outfield collision with teammate Riley Green in Minneapolis. And NHL, the Penguins clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 4 years. Gethin Coolbaugh, AP Sport.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today's everyday American heroes are my teammates, the South Shore Gutter Monkeys Service Crew.
There's no I in crew.
These warriors of water control operate like a team of ladder-climbing ninjas, working in places that would strike fear into the hearts of most bipedal ground dwellers.
I ain't going up there either.
And with the strength of a lowland gorilla and the speed of a tree-dwelling spider monkey, these rooftop heroes tackle the job of cleaning and tuning up your gutters like Michelangelo painting 16 chapels.
These fellas are athletes.
And blessed with prehensile feet and hands for ladder gripping stability, these guardians of the gutters employ above-average manual dexterity 30 feet in the air.
These boys don't mess around.
To set up an aerial demonstration at your home, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
Have you experienced this type of service at the big dealers?
Thanks for calling the Sounds Row Mega Dealer Group. How may I direct your call?
Hi, service department, please.
Sure. Would that be for Chevrolet, Jeep, Toyota, or hang gliders?
Jeep, please. Wait a minute, did you say hang gliders?
Hold, please.
Chevy sales. Are you calling about our spring forward sales promotion?
No, I'm checking in on my Jeep that's in for service. Nobody's called me back in a few days.
Are you sure? We've got some really great deals right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. My car is there now being serviced.
Okay, I'll transfer you.
Parts department, how can I help you?
I'm just trying to talk to my service advisor, please.
Yeah, he's out today.
But I didn't even tell you his name.
Hold on.
Thanks for calling the Sounds Row Mega Dealer Group. How may I direct your call?
I've been trying to get to Sam in the Jeep service department.
Oh, he's on snack break right now. I can transfer you to his voicemail.
Snack break? Oh, my. Yeah, send me to his voicemail.
You have reached the Hang Glider sales voicemail. Please leave a message, and the next available Hang Glider sales rep will get right back to you. Remember, customer satisfaction is our top priority.
Experience something completely different. At Luchetti's, you can't compete with complete.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Coming up, we have CBS News on the way at 8 o'clock. We'll get you updated on the morning's top stories. Right at the top of the hour, the U.S. and Iran prepping for ceasefire talks. Also, the Artemis II crew gets ready for its homecoming. More on that coming up at 8. Lori will have the local news at 8:03. And then next half hour, Pembroke history. We got two special guests joining us in studio right after the 8 o'clock news. It is 7:59. Traffic and weather in the 9s. Northbound expressway is slow. Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Route 3 northbound is fine along the South Shore. Southbound is slow at the Sagamore. 25 east is slow at the Bourne. And 24 northbound is slow near 139. South Shore weather for today. Sunny, a few clouds, breezy, mild, 65. Tonight slowed down to 45. We're at 40 now at 8.
This is the South Shore's radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Vice President Vance leaves for Islamabad this morning ahead of U.S.-Iran ceasefire talks there tomorrow. But President Trump is threatening to resume attacks on Iran if a key shipping channel isn't fully reopened. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
Strait of Hormuz is open.
That was Iran's deputy foreign minister insisting that ships can now coordinate with Iran's military to safely travel through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time in 6 weeks. But the numbers tell a different story. Only 3 oil tankers braved the narrow waterway Thursday, and at least one was Iranian. President Trump posting last night, that is not the agreement we have.
A new vote to limit the president's war powers blocked by Republicans. Virginia's Democratic Congressman Suhas Subramanian.
This ceasefire is a joke. This war should never have happened in the first place, and Congress deserves a say, and the American people deserve a say.
The White House has warned staff not to place certain bets on prediction markets.
CBS News obtained an email from the White House Management Office telling aides not to use non-public government information to place wagers on markets like Kalshi or Polymarket. warning it's a criminal offense. Connecticut Democratic Senator Chris Murphy claims it's already happened ahead of the military operations in Venezuela and Iran.
There's a lot of people inside that White House that are using these prediction markets to enrich themselves corruptly. And of course they are, because the tone is set from the top.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A surprise from First Lady Melania Trump. She held a news conference on Jeffrey Epstein and denounced what she called lies about having ties to the convicted sex offender. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
It's unclear why she chose yesterday to speak out. Even President Trump said he did not know anything about what his wife was going to say.
Less than 3 weeks after a deadly crash between a plane and a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport.
That happened so fast. Both of us are just like, holy shit. We just slammed on the brakes. I'm going to have to call the flight attendants to make sure everybody's all right in the back. It was real close, as close as I've ever seen.
Live ATC with a report from a Frontier pilot moments after his plane almost hit two trucks as the jet was about to turn into a taxiway at LAX. This time, no one was hurt. California police say officers ran over a suspect and killed him as he tried to escape after shooting a sheriff's deputy trying to serve an eviction notice south of Fresno. Investigators say the suspect had been waiting and opened fire when officers got there, killing Detective Randy Hoppert. Tulare County Sheriff Mike Bordeaux.
I sat down at Sierra View Hospital and I met with the wife. And I met with his mom. And I can tell you that there is no consoling that family at this point.
This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth 48 hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
40 degrees with sunshine around the South Shore at 8:03. Frost finally melting as we head for 63 degrees today. And in the 70s next week with sun. We'll get to that. All of that coming up. Good morning on a Friday. I'm Lori Kirby, WATD News. The news at 8 is brought to you by King Optical. Choose from thousands of custom frames or get replacement lenses crafted just for you and your favorite pair of glasses. You can clearly see why they've been in business for more than 70 years. Visit kingoptical.net. And flames broke out overnight at a home in Bridgewater. And talk about perfect timing. A person happened to be driving by. This was around 1:30 this morning and saw the flames coming out of a home on Crescent Street in Bridgewater. They immediately called 911. Good citizen. The Bridgewater Fire Department now crediting the police department for knocking on the door of that home and getting 3 people inside, outside, and some pets as well. No injuries reported. A Harwich man is facing criminal charges after being found with a suspicious lockbox. Wareham police say detectives saw the vehicle and its occupants doing street-level narcotic transactions. When detectives approached, they saw suspected crack cocaine and drug-related paraphernalia in that vehicle. Arrested 38-year-old Nicholas Vellenturf, found with a lockbox and a big amount of money. Inside the lockbox, apparently a large quantity of cocaine, fentanyl, and pills. Veltenurf charged with trafficking cocaine. Also charged 35-year-old Corey Simpson of Buzzards Bay. Possession. 70-year-old John Cooney. Possession. All 3 men arraigned at Wareham in the 4th District Court. Local politics full swing this spring. That's next in 30 seconds.
Harmful UVA, UVB sun rays are a bother. It's time to visit King Optical in Braintree for a new pair of sunglasses. Hi, I'm Dina from King Optical. The right prescription or even non-prescription sunglasses do make a difference. Come to King Optical and choose from traditional sunglasses, custom tinted, polarized lenses, or transitions lenses. We literally have thousands to choose from. At King Optical, we also offer walk-in express service. King Optical, 20 School Street West in Braintree, just off Washington Street and online at kingoptical.net.
Our local politics in West Bridgewater tomorrow. Also Rockland, Rockland voters have one contested race on the ballot when they head to the polls for tomorrow's annual town election. It's the race for Board of Health. This is pitting incumbent Robert Stevens Jr. against challengers Bonnie Burrell, Robert Coughlin Jr., and Jennifer Smith. There we have it. Polls open in Rockland 8 o'clock tomorrow morning until 6 p.m. Full day ahead for Plymouth. Boy, they have a lot to get through. A special town meeting and 37 articles on their annual Springtown warrant. Of course, the Plymouth Select Board is proposing to move the annual town meeting from April to May. Town manager Derek Brindisi telling WATD News the annual town election would be moved to June. I've seen May, but he's saying June if the proposal is approved. Let's listen in. Maybe I'm wrong here.
Part of this evening's discussion was to go over the various articles for the special town meeting warrant. And this evening, there were 4 articles presented that would, if approved by the town meeting in April, would move future town meetings to May. And because we'd be moving future town meetings to May, that would then trigger us to have to move future local elections to June.
Got it. All right. So they would be staggered May, June, select board meetings, and the annual town election. So tomorrow, in terms of the warrant, there's so much to get through, and there's a lot of financial articles on the warrant. There's also money for the 4th of July being proposed, $50,000 for the celebration in Plymouth, another $50,000 for Thanksgiving. There's a divisive issue on the warrant regarding ICE enforcement in Plymouth. So they're thinking this might take longer than tomorrow, which I believe is 9 to 5, and it might continue on Monday. So we'll let you know. We won't know that until tomorrow at 5 o'clock, but obviously we'll keep you informed as best we can. We're going to get you informed on your ride to work this morning. Are you driving out there? How is it? You can always let us know. Rob will tell you how to do that. I'm loving the weather forecast for you. That's coming up next, brought to you by Instabright. Keep your property looking like it should this spring. Any season with Instabright's home exterior washing services. Visit instabrite.com.
Hey, home and condo owners. Have you noticed what the exterior of your home looks like? You have years of accumulated dirt, grime, unsightly mold, or mildew on any of the exterior surfaces? Hi, I'm Dave Friedman from Instabright. For over 40 years, we've helped thousands of homeowners, condo associations, and businesses keep their properties looking like they should. We expertly wash pool aprons, decks, fences, and walkways. And all types of roofs can be safely, low-pressure soft washed to remove those nasty dark streaks and all other damaging growths. Listen to what a customer has to say.
Hi, I'm Elisa from Hanson. I have Instabright clean the exterior of my home periodically. Instabright's employees are always professional, courteous, and knowledgeable. I believe in Instabright and recommend them to all my family and friends.
Contact us through our website, instabrite.com, and use our new instant quote option to get immediate pricing to clean the exterior of your home. Clean it right. Call Instabright.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. The time now is 8:09, your Friday morning ride, and we are dealing with volume, but no incidents on the board, so good news there. No crashes or breakdowns. The expressway is heavy starting around Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. 25 minutes, your drive time, Braintree to Boston. Route 3 looks good along the South Shore northbound. Southbound is slow at the Sagamore. 25 east, a little slow at the Bourne. Seeing delays on Route 3A right now in Cohasset in the area near Pond Street, so watch for some delays there on Route 3A, both directions. 24 in pretty good shape. 128 north is slow from University Ave to 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
The day started really cold and frosty, especially in some low spots away from the city and the coast. Middleborough, Lakeville, 30 degrees with patchy fog right down to the south coast. Sunshine taking over. There'll be a few clouds at times later, becoming breezy and milder. A high of 65. Tonight, fair in the mid and low 50s, balmy. There can be a shower after midnight. We'll drop to the mid-40s late tonight. Tomorrow, clouds giving way quickly to sunshine. Nice to get out. There'll be a breeze near 60. Sunday seasonable. Sunshine followed by some clouds, a high of 56. Quite a warming trend gets underway. Well, there can be a shower late at night. Monday, clouds, sunny breaks, a high of 71 near 80 by the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
41 in Marshfield at the weather station WATD. I'm Lori Kirby at 8:11. The South Shore's Morning News continues now with Rob Hakala on 95.9 WATD.
Good Friday morning. The South Shore's Morning News rolls on. In this segment, we're going to talk about history in Pembroke, and we have two special guests in studio. You can see them up on the YouTube feed live on WATD Radio on YouTube. Watch the YouTube feed. You'll see Miles Prescott there on the left, and over on the right there on your screen, that's Steve Herman, Pembroke Historical Society. They're both in studio today to talk about some great events happening in Pembroke, a very exciting time. Miles and Steve, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Rob.
Great to have you in studio.
It's good to be here.
And we've got some exciting things to talk about. I know we're going to get to something first you wanted to mention, Miles, on Sunday, this weekend.
Yes, we are having the Pembroke Resolves ceremony on Sunday at 12 p.m. at the First Church in Pembroke. That's where the Resolves was signed on December 28th, 1772. And Steve Herman here, who was a history teacher at Hingham, he's going to talk more about the Resolves, but I'm going to talk more about the day. Mm-hmm. So it was actually made a Pembroke Resolves Day, December 28th, 2018. Reverend Burt White and Josh Cutler had the Resolves made into a day. So this is the 8th year we've been doing this. But this is very special because this is our 250th year as a country, and a lot of that came about through the acts of towns in this area that were against the British, and so basically we're going to start off at 12 o'clock at the First Church in Pembroke. It's across from the Historical Society. The Scouts, Pack 105, will be there to do the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem and the importance of the 250th, and we're going to have we're going to be talking about the 5 signers of the Resolves and how it led up to the Resolves, and then we're also going to do a reading. So there's 10 Resolves. We have a good cast of readers that are a lot of historians from Pembroke who created our 300-year book, and they'll be after the ceremony. At 1 p.m., we'll be going to the Historical Society for an open house, and we're going to be having some of those historians sign the 300-year book. Wow. So if you have a copy, bring it in. They'll sign it. Some of these guys, Ed Quill and Joe Chetwin, they've written a lot of research and great researchers. We also have John Turner was the town clerk at the time. We have 2 past town clerks that are going to be telling the Resolves, and also we have 2 people who are going to be doing a reading that are descended from people that marched in during the Revolution or pre-Revolution, and one of them, Diane Sterling from Easton, she'll be cleaning the grave of her 5th great grandfather, who was the fife player in the Revolution, March 1775 and 1776, and her grandson is he's the 7th great grandson. He'll be cleaning that grave. We also have Dustin Lindsay, who's 6th great, is buried at the cemetery. He'll be cleaning a grave too. So the cleaning will happen later in the day. But we encourage everybody to come for our 250th at the church. Steve, would you talk about what is the Resolves? A lot of people in Pembroke don't know what the Resolves even is. It's not taught in the schools.
Go ahead, Steve.
Thanks, Miles, and thanks, Rob. The Pembroke Resolves was a document that was signed in town meeting and voted on by the Pembroke town meeting in December of 1772. And the reason that we think it's notable is that it's the first time in American history where a town or legislative body basically spoke the idea that the colonies should separate from Great Britain. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to go through some of the history, some of the causes of the Revolution. There are a lot of causes of the Revolution, but one, if I can tell a quick story, my favorite story that connects the Pembroke Resolves to the larger events in world history involves Benjamin Franklin. So some of your viewers, Rob, will know that Benjamin Franklin was a proponent of the empire, British Empire. He was a real empire person. And he worked and lived in London for a lot of his adult life. And he held the position of assistant postmaster for the colonies. And he was also a lobbyist for for Massachusetts and Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And he also didn't like the governor of Massachusetts, Thomas Hutchinson.
Uh-oh.
So as the postmaster, he intercepted some letters between the governor and the Parliament. And these letters were essentially trashing the patriots in Boston. And he asked the Parliament to punish Bostonians. So Franklin intercepted these letters, didn't like that, sent the letters back to the Massachusetts legislature. And as they were, the Massachusetts legislature was furious about this. So they did two things. They wrote letters to the Parliament asking for the removal of their own governor, Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. And they also penned a document that later became known as the Boston Pamphlet. And the Boston Pamphlet looks a lot like the Declaration of Independence. It has 3 parts. The first part is lists of the rights of English citizens and then wrongs done by the king. And then it asks all the towns, 140 towns in Massachusetts, to respond to this document that basically called for an examination of the relationship between Britain and the colonies.
Okay.
So that led to the resolve. So the 20 towns published the results of their reactions to the Boston Pamphlet, and the Pembroke's example of this became known as the Pembroke Resolves, a 10-part description of how they felt about this document.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and who are the individuals here whose names are on the bottom here?
Miles would talk about.
Well, actually, if we have time for trivia, I can bring that in.
Okay,
so
all right. I'll wait. Okay, sorry there. I got a little ahead of myself.
Okay, that's
Steve
okay.
Herman, I know you wanted to finish up with the results.
Okay, well, so basically, this letter from the legislature went to the Committee of Plantations, which is part of the Parliament that oversaw the colonies,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to meet to discuss whether or not to fire Thomas Hutchinson, the Massachusetts governor. Mm-hmm. They had no interest in doing that. They were just meeting as sort of a formality to dismiss the Massachusetts legislature's request that they remove the governor.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was that pushes our story in the Pembroke Resolves is that Benjamin Franklin, being a representative of the colonies in London, was asked to attend this meeting to look at the request by the legislature to fire Hutchinson. And just as this meeting is taking place in a place called the Cockpit, which is a part of a part of London where they used to have cockfights. This meeting took place, and the Solicitor General of Great Britain, a guy named Wedderburg, basically we received news right as the meeting took place of the Boston Tea Party.
Wow.
And so London was enraged, and all the people that were at this meeting were enraged by this. And so rather than using the time in the meeting
Mm-hmm.
to discuss the dismissal of the governor, they turned all their attentions on Benjamin Franklin, who was the easiest dog to kick. He represented Massachusetts and the colonies, and so they literally tore him apart in this meeting for 90 minutes.
What towns did they mention in the?
Well, as evidence of the betrayal of the colonies and feeding into the Boston Tea Party, the Pembroke Resolves were read into the record in that meeting in which Benjamin Franklin was at. And so they essentially used the Pembroke Resolves as a weapon against Franklin. Franklin was subsequently fired and returned back to the colonies, and basically his connection to the empire was severed, and he became a towel-chewing patriot for the rest of his life.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's great history there, Steve Herman.
We can talk for hours, as you can tell.
I know.
But we don't have that time.
No, I only have about a minute left.
Okay, so
we're
we have
going to allow people to play in their car. You give them a little pause. You'll ask a question, then we'll give out the answer. How about that?
So can we do one quick thing before the trivia?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so one of the lines, one of the resolves lines was said that the possibility of the colonies going about and dissolving from the mother country. So this was one of the most dramatic lines in it, and so to separate from the mother country was pretty. All these 5 signers were kind of putting targets on their back, and so so if we want to do some quick trivia here.
Yeah, so you'll read a question, then you'll pause, and then give people the answers so we can think about it.
Okay, so which of these 5 signers?
Okay.
There's John Turner, Samuel Gould, Abel Stetson, Seth Hatch, and Jeremiah Hall. Which one of those was a Quaker?
Which one was a Quaker? All right. Turner, Stetson, Hall, Gould, or Hatch?
Yep.
Okay, think about that.
And you wouldn't think a Quaker would sign something about, revolutionary, because they were pacifists.
I thought so, yeah. But there is one Quaker that did sign
Yes, and it's, should I answer?
Yeah, now you can answer.
Samuel Gould.
Samuel Gould. All right, that's the answer. All right, you have another one for us?
Okay, another one would be, which of these was the first doctor of Pembroke, and he lived in the King's Highway Inn. And we have some of his French Indian. We have his French Indian War medicine bag, and we also have his pestle and mortar. Which one of these was that doctor whose son died in the pre-revolution?
Okay, is it one of these names?
One of these names, yeah.
Turner, Stetson, Hall, Gould, or Hatch. All right, think about which one was the doctor, right?
Yes.
All right, Turner, Stetson, Hall, Gould, or Hatch. All right, there you go, everybody. Think about your answer. And now the answer is?
It's Dr. Jeremiah Hall.
Jeremiah Hall, the doctor. All right, so there you go. There's some good Pembroke trivia this morning right there from Miles Prescott and, of course, Steve Herman. And they were in studio this morning from the Pembroke Historical Society. Sunday at noon is the day to come out?
Yes. First Church. Thank you.
First Church. All right.
See you there.
All right, we'll see you there. You guys want to hold up for the cameras. Why don't you
Rob.
hold up that book over there? Let's see, Steve. You probably hold up the book there for the people should order that, right?
Yes. They're $40. You can get them at the Historical Society, and we can get them. You'll have signed copies. We'll have 5 of the historians that wrote it there. So
all right,
it'll be a great day.
So much. Good stuff.
Thanks,
you
Rob.
for coming
Thanks
in.
Thanks for letting us in.
Absolutely.
Take care.
95.9 WATD, and let's get out to the roads. Traffic and weather. The expressway heavy Furnace Brook to Southampton Street. Route 3 is okay along the South Shore. We do have some delays at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges, and 24 is not bad. South Shore weather sponsored by Stewart Painting. Every job done right and on time. Receive a virtual quote within 24 hours and now hiring. Apply online, stewartpaint.com. Sunny, a few clouds, breezy and mild, 65 tonight, cloudy, a brief shower after midnight, a low 45 tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high 60 tomorrow. 42 in Marshfield. We'll check sports next.
Wouldn't you just love new kitchen cabinets without the high cost, the mess, and the inconvenience? Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting, and I know how scary the thought of a demoed kitchen can be. So I have a solution. Allow our cabinet refinishing team to restore the beauty to your kitchen cabinets. Our professionals will apply a sprayed finish and then swap out the hardware for a completely new look. And the task will be completed in days, not weeks. We paint hundreds of kitchen cabinets every year, and we would love to add your cabinets to our list of happy homeowners. In addition to our locations in Hyannis and Hingham, we are now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. Finance options and military veterans discounts are now available for all projects. The process is fast, and it's easy, and there's no hidden fees. Head to our website at stewartpaint.com to see if you pre-qualify. It's never been this easy to turn your vision into reality. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
WATD Sports at 8:25, sponsored by The Clean Team. The Clean Team provides carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning. They also clean Oriental rugs and area rugs in their facility in Kingston. Learn more, thecleanteam.net. A loss for the Celtics last night in New York. They lose to the Knicks. Just a few games left in the regular season as the Knicks try to stay alive in the race for the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. 112-106 the final score. Celtics lose tonight. They host the New Orleans Pelicans at 7:30. The Red Sox beginning a 3-game series in St. Louis tonight against the Cardinals at 8:15. Bruins host the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow afternoon at 12:30.
That's right, guys. It was another sunny day for high school sports around the South Shore, and as you can expect, we have a lot of games to cover. Let's kick things off with the baseball scoreboard. In the South Shore League, Abington topped Mashpee 12-2. Ryan Salamini had 7 strikeouts on the mound for the Green Wave. Middleborough knocked off East Bridgewater, rolling 7-2. The Hull Pirates won a wild game with Quincy, holding on 12-10. In the Patriot League, Duxbury cruised to a 7-1 win over Pembroke. Plymouth North won its game with Hingham 5-2. BC High held off a rally, defeating Lincoln Sudbury 15-5. Xaverian erupted offensively, batting its way to a 22-4 romp of Holliston. In softball action, Middleborough topped East Bridgewater 5-3. Taryn Clancy had 17 strikeouts in the circle to lead the Sachems. Lucy Reed hit an inside-the-park grand slam as Plymouth North rolled to a 13-0 shutout of Hingham. In the Bay State Conference, Braintree defeated Weymouth in a 12-8 contest. On the boys lacrosse circuit, Hingham held on late for a wild 9-8 victory over Scituate. Duxbury got back on the winning track, cruising past Quincy North Quincy 19-3. Bridgewater Raynham knocked off Barnstable, winning a defensive battle 5-3. In the Catholic Conference, Enzo Serio had a hat-trick as BC High toppled St. John's Prep 5-4. With the win, the Eagles avenged last year's D1 championship loss and snapped a 52-game winning streak for St. John's Prep against in-state opponents. Xaverian could not hold on to a late lead, but came through in overtime as the Hawks defeated St. John's of Shrewsbury 9-8. On the girls' side, Hanover eked out a 9-8 win over Whitman-Hanson. Hingham defeated Scituate, winning 8-5. And lastly, Bridgewater Raynham topped Barnstable, winning 11-6. Brendan Connolly, WATD Sports.
All right, we're taking over the Clean Team commercials this time.
Yeah, no offense to Rachel and Sarah, but they don't clean over 40 acres of carpet every year. And what do they know about cleaning tile and grout to its original shine?
So, we're here to tell you what we really do with the Clean Team. Leave the cutesy golden retriever posts on social media to the girls.
First up, carpets. We deep clean them and protect them with stain blocking treatment so that they stay cleaner longer.
We also handle upholstered chairs, sofas, headboards, pretty much anything that's been collecting dirt over the years.
In hardwood floors, if yours look dull and dirty, our deep cleaning process removes the toughest dirt and residue safely so that they shine again.
Sofa cushions and outdoor cushions can be dropped off at our facility in Kingston to be cleaned, and we pick up area rugs, clean them, and deliver them back to you looking like new.
Call to schedule an appointment at 781-585-4678 or go to thecleanteam.net. Call the Clean Team.
WATD time, 8:28 on this South Shore's Morning News. Rob Hakala with the Morning Team coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank studio. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Coming up next, we'll check traffic and weather on the 9s. Top stories on the way at 8:30 with Lori Kirby.
How do you know when you can afford to retire? Does your fixed income cover your expenses? For most people, the answer is no. And if it doesn't, how much will you need to draw from your portfolio? Will that draw last for your lifetime if we factor in inflation? How should you invest your accounts and draw from them tax efficiently? Hi, I'm Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial in Marshfield. Give me a call if I can help you determine if you can afford to retire. 781-834-2010.
All right, 8:29. Top stories just ahead at 8:30. Next half hour, we'll talk about a giant yard sale coming. Rockland and Abington teaming up. We'll give you all the details in the next half hour. Right now, traffic and weather on the 9s. Route 3 looks good along the South Shore. The expressway northbound, heavy from Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Southbound on the ride down the Cape, not bad. 3 south of the Sagamore. A little bit of company at the Bourne. 24 looks good. 128 slow around 95 to University Ave and Route 1 to 109 in Dedham. South Shore weather. Sunny, a few clouds later, breezy and mild, 65. Tonight, cloudy skies, a brief shower round after midnight, a low 45. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high near 60. 43 degrees right now in Marshfield. Good morning. It is 8:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
43 degrees around the South Shore at 8:30. Good Friday morning. I'm Lori Kirby, WATD News. The news is brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. His boys do a good job. 1-888-64-TINYS, TINYS. And topping our news, Israeli attacks on Lebanon continue. They have not stopped. The target Hezbollah, but this breach in the tentative ceasefire could be jeopardizing brokered peace talks, which are already shaky in both Pakistan and Washington.
Short-term ceasefire appears to be as fragile as ever. About 3 days in, Iran delivering mixed messaging on a key sticking point.
The Strait of Hormuz is open.
Iran's deputy foreign minister says ships can coordinate with the military for safe passage, but only about a dozen have gone through in the past 2 days.
CBS News has learned the U.S. is preparing to host talks between Israel and Lebanon in Washington next week.
Perhaps the most dangerous part of the mission is tonight. The heat shield must hold for Artemis splashed down for the crew who swung around the far side of the moon.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Artemis 2 will have a blazing hot and fast re-entry. During the unpiloted Artemis 1 re-entry, chunks of the heat shield came off, prompting investigations and worries from experts inside and outside of NASA. Orion Deputy Program Manager Debbie Korth says mission managers have mitigated the risk this time.
I think, we did a very thorough job and have confidence in the heat shield able to perform this mission. We changed the mission design that will allow us to fly the heat shield we have.
The astronaut set to arrive back home sometime after 8 o'clock Eastern Time tonight off the coast of San Diego. And on the ballot, there will be 2 contested races tomorrow for the West Bridgewater annual town election. This is a 3-way race for a seat on the school committee among Michael Crawford, Stephanie O'Malley, and Alexandria Palmieri. The race for trustee of the library will see incumbent Kellyanne Caprillion face challengers Thomas Mayhew and Bonnie Campbell, competing for 2 seats. Voting takes place at the Spring Street School from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. We'll take a look at Plymouth. Lot on tap tomorrow there, coming up in 60 seconds.
Little Timmy Wheeler was learning to ride his bike in his grandparents' driveway, and he was getting pretty good at it, too. But Timmy wasn't quite ready to go out riding with the big kids because he still hadn't graduated from training wheels. Well, one day Timmy saw the big kids go riding by, laughing and shouting, and Timmy had had enough. He went into Grandpa's shed, grabbed Grandpa's trusty wrench, and took those training wheels right off. Now he was ready to go. He hopped on that bike, kicked out the kickstand, and off rolling he went until the bike started wobbling. The driveway started looking a lot steeper than it did before. Timmy was out of control. He leapt off the bike to the safety of the lawn and watched as his little Huffy went careening down his grandparents' driveway, right into Grandpa's Lincoln Town car parked at the bottom, sending the handlebar straight through the windshield. Growing up can be hard on glass.
I'm Peter Brown from Tiny & Sons Auto Glass. Windshield broken? Just call 1-888-64-TINIES. And thank you.
8:34 in this Friday morning. Good morning. 70 degrees next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Summer-like weather is on the way. We woke up today with a lot of frost on the ground. It is warming up very quickly right now. We're at 43 degrees, headed for about 63. We will run down that weekend weather for you coming up. And what a weekend on the local political front. A controversial proposal to take away a certain health benefit for future Plymouth Town workers will be taken up by town meeting tomorrow. Now, keep in mind, this is the annual spring town meeting and a special town meeting as well. Town Manager Derek Brindisi telling WATD News the proposal about the health benefit was submitted as a citizen's petition by resident Richard Surkey and presented to the select board. Listen in.
That would, in essence, modify the existing 2003, the home rule petition that was passed in 2003, allows for future employees who retire revert back to their original health insurance benefits. And so amended petition by Mr. Surkey would take that benefit away for future employees. Wouldn't affect current retirees or current employees.
Plymouth Town officials are also looking to move the future town meeting from April to May. Mr. Brindisi says that if the proposal is disapproved or, is shot down, future town elections would be held in June instead of May.
This evening, there were 4 articles presented that would, if approved by the town meeting in April, would move future town meetings to May. And because we'd be moving future town meetings to May, that would then trigger us to have to move future local elections to June.
All right. I believe that was a typo. My apologies. I do want to clarify that. I think it is trying to say here, because I spoke with the town moderator, if this proposal is approved, they're going to change that town meeting calendar, give them a little more time to work out the budget. This is a big budget day tomorrow. 37 articles on the warrant. The town moderator told me this morning live here in WATD that he believes the bulk of the day tomorrow is going to be focused on the budget. And they're facing headwinds. So 8 to 5 in Plymouth, and then if they have to, they will continue on Monday night at 6 o'clock. We'll have a lot more on the details of the where and when at 9 o'clock here. But again, Plymouth getting underway. Rockland, West Bridgewater, all these communities have something going on tomorrow politically. And you know what we had going on yesterday? Good people doing good deeds. Cars lined up on Enterprise Drive in Marshfield for the Veterans Food Drive.
We did good. We fed a lot of people. I'm going to say 10,000 pounds of food. It was 2 full trailer loads today. Yeah, so we did good.
Veterans Voice co-host Craig Wolf says they're still seeking donations to keep the drive going.
We really do need it. We can't get enough of the meats and the proteins, and that kind of stuff without, we buy those. Most of that doesn't get donated, and everyone needs the protein. So it's nice to have the canned goods and the cookies, but you need the meats and the protein, the chickens and the beefs and all that stuff, the bacons. So most of that Kim buys from the horsing around with all that money stuff.
And a nice recognition for Goon Squad member Mark Lorenzetti of Dedham. He was given congressional recognition by Massachusetts Congressman Stephen Lynch for his work with the veterans community. Congrats there, Mark. The next Veterans Food Drive-Thru is taking place on May 14th outside the WATD studios right here in Marshfield. A video of this story, courtesy of Dan McCready, can be found on our website, 959watd.com. And if you want to learn more about veterans issues or just be inspired by Craig Wolf, because he always puts a positive light on life itself, catch it on our radio station every Thursday night at 7 p.m. right here in 95.9 WATD. And shedding light on the weather and your ride, we've got 2 Robs teed up for you. Rob Hakala and Rob Gilman coming up, brought to you by Instabright. Keep your property looking like it should this spring, this summer, this fall, you name it, every season. But again, springtime's the time to really get that home exterior washed. Instabright does it, the home exterior washing services. Visit instabrite.com.
Hey, home and condo owners. Have you noticed what the exterior of your home looks like? Do you have years of accumulated dirt, grime, unsightly mold, or mildew on any of the exterior surfaces? Hi, I'm Dave Friedman from Instabright. For over 40 years, we've helped thousands of homeowners, condo associations, and businesses keep their properties looking like they should. We expertly wash pool aprons, decks, fences, and walkways. And all types of roofs can be safely, low-pressure soft washed to remove those nasty dark streaks and all other damaging growths. Listen to what a customer has to say.
Hi, I'm Elisa from Hanson. I have Instabright clean the exterior of my home periodically. Instabright's employees are always professional, courteous, and knowledgeable. I believe in Instabright and recommend them to all my family and friends.
Contact us through our website, instabrite.com, and use our new instant quote option to get immediate pricing to clean the exterior of your home. Clean it right. Call Instabright.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
Good morning. It's 8:39. Your Friday ride in great shape up and down Route 3. We're seeing light volume and no issues between the Sagamore Bridge and the Braintree Split. It looks good and no issues as you make your way up in either direction. Now, the expressway, we are seeing volume. No crashes or breakdowns. It's just heavy from Adams Street up towards Southampton Street. Braintree to Boston will take you about 25 minutes up the expressway north. 24 is clear. Bridgewater up to Randolph. 128 north, a little slow. Route 1 to 109. And not too bad at the Cape Bridges or on Route 6. We are looking at a pretty decent ride on Route 44 from Plymouth to Middleborough. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory, above freezing, 35 degrees, the dew point 33, the breeze from the southwest 15, gusting to 22 miles an hour. Up at the summit, the barometer 30.40 inches, about steady. A few much colder spots, especially away from the city and the coast. Down near the south coast, some frosty spots as well. And look at this, Lakeville and Middleborough, 30 degrees at sunrise. Temperature's going to go up sharply as high pressure that has been close by is now shifting out toward Bermuda. After the early fog, sunshine. A few clouds at times later, it'll become breezy. A high of 65. Now it'll be closer to 53 around Buzzards Bay, but closer to 70 in the Boston area. Really warm. It'll stay that way this evening. There'll be a brief shower in the area after midnight, a low of 45. Tomorrow we'll get back to sunshine, breezy near 60. Sunday, seasonable. Some sun as clouds increase, a high of 56. And then really warming up by Monday. Some sun, a lot of clouds and breezy. The high 71. We'll be near 80, especially away from the Cape, through the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
Near 80. Near 80 next week. Okay, time to put the winter boots in the basement. What do you think? Is it too soon? All right, April Fools. We all remember that, but we're past that. 44 in Marshfield at the weather station WATD. I'm Lori Kirby at 8:42. And the South Shore's Morning News continues now with Rob Hakala on 95.9 WATD.
Lori, thank you so much. The South Shore's Morning News rolls on. Great to have you here. And we have special guests in studio. Last half hour, we're talking about great things happening in the town of Pembroke. In this segment, not one, but two communities coming together. The rivals, Abington and Rockland. They're joining forces for the Abington and Rockland town-wide yard sale. And you can see them. I got three of them in studio. You can see them there. WATD Radio on YouTube, WATD Radio on YouTube. So let's go down the list here. I've got Mike in studio. That's Mike Carini there on your left of the screen there. Mike Carini, good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning to you as well.
And also right next to Mike, we've got Robert Whitman. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Rob.
And finally, last but not least, we do have our good friend Michelle Coyle. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So fill us in here, Mike. We'll start with you here. It says Abington and Rockland town-wide yard sale coming up, right?
Yes, correct. Saturday, April 18th from 8 to 4 p.m.
Okay. So Saturday, April 18th. So we got some time here to get ready. And this is where two communities are coming together for one giant yard sale, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Like you said, Abington and Rockland coming together, two rivals. But on this one, we're going to band together and try to make this a great event for both towns. Although we probably will still have a little competition. We'll see which town gets the most yard sale participants. But it looks like Abington might be in the lead right now, but Rockland's coming on strong.
Okay, yeah, you can never count out Rockland, right?
Exactly. But as of right now, we have like 67 participants from both towns participating in this event. And it's going to be probably one of the biggest ones we've done so far.
Wow. Okay. All right. So fill us in. How does it work? Are you looking for stuff at this point, or are you just looking to sell stuff and you want people to come?
Well, both. So Abington celebrates, puts on Founders Day. They put on Oktoberfest. They do a Christmas event. Rockland Day puts on Rockland Day. So we're all trying to raise money for the causes that we do, like the fireworks and everything like that. So the way it works is people have been donating $25 to set up at their residence to host a yard sale. And they're part of our yard sale event, which is going to be that one day, 67 houses around both communities, all doing yard sales. And people from all over the South Shore are going to come down to Abington and Rockland and shop for the whole day.
Okay. All right, so now let me. So as far as it's going to be Saturday, April 18th.
Yes. So
from 8 to 4, where do people go then?
So the main event hub is right at the Beaverbrook Elementary School in Abington, 1 Ralph Hamlin Lane in Abington. There's going to be food trucks there, so we're going to have Sarcastic Swine. We're going to have the Masons, the Lions. They're all going to be giving popcorn, hot dogs, barbecue. There's going to be multiple vendors at that location who can't quite set up at their own house. Maybe they live in an apartment or something like that. And then there's also going to be a donation section. So for the next 4 or 5 days, like April 11th, the 14th, 16th, and 18th, those are going to be drop-off days if people want to just donate and not have a yard sale, and then we'll be selling the contents of those donations as well to raise money for the event.
Ah, okay, all right. Is there a place to find out more about this if anyone's listening in the car right now? Is there a Facebook page, or people can see it on social media, I bet?
Yes, we have our Facebook page, Abington Celebrates, and we also have a website, abingtoncelebrates.org. If anyone has any questions, they can also email us too at abingtoncelebrates@gmail.com.
abingtoncelebrates@gmail.com. All right, good stuff to check that out. Now, I guess you would advise for people that just want to go and shop, the best place is to show up at the hub, because how do you find out where the other different sales are going on, the little, all throughout the different towns?
Exactly. So April 12th is the deadline for people to sign up and participate.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we did that is because we're going to put a map together. And on the 18th, hopefully prior to the 18th, we'll post it online. But if not, on the 18th, if they come to the hub, they'll get a map, and it will have every address and every location of where all the participants are around the two towns, giving them access to shop at what they want and where they want to go, or make a route, however they want to do it.
Oh, that's so much fun. People love this stuff because you don't know what you're going to find, right?
They come from all over. You never know what you're going to find.
We all have lots of stuff, right?
We all do.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
more than
absolutely,
enough.
absolutely.
That's the thing. Okay, so lots of stuff and a good chance to sell it and have other people buy your stuff so they can add it to their stuff. Saturday, April 18th, 8 to 4. So you start out at the Beaverbrook Elementary School, and that's in Abington, and then we kind of start our day there and get our map and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be great. Okay. So let's see. Now, if anybody does want to get involved still, so they reach out through the Gmail. Is that correct, Michelle? How do they do that if they want to sell stuff? And
if they want a spot at the main location, they could email us at abingtoncelebrates@gmail.com, and we'll get them the registration form and get them all set up where they need to be.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Abington Celebrates. I've got my Abington Celebrates hat on this morning that you guys brought in, and Rockland Day are coming together. So there will be different locations in both towns that day?
Yes.
Yes, so right now I think there's 15 different locations in Rockland, and 40, roughly around 40 in Abington. So, but also in Abington we have the UCC thrift shop, we have the senior centers participating, we also have the Abington Dog Park participating. So there's other places in town, not just houses as well.
Okay. All right, and this is great. And so, again, this is for both communities to raise money. Again, so does this go towards both organizations? How does the money go to both towns?
So if you signed up for Rockland, you're donating to Rockland Day. If you signed up in Abington, you're donating to Abington Celebrates.
Oh, great. Okay, I love it. But you're having it on the same day, so you can kind of get the so people can kind of travel around to both towns and do as much shopping as they want.
Yeah,
we'll
hope.
Sure. Well, the list on the map that we put out to everyone, it'll also have a list. We asked everyone to fill out what they're selling as well. So if there's something particular you're looking for, a piece of furniture or a guitar or who knows, you can just look on the map and see, what certain people are selling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys all work in the event, or any of you selling anything? Or?
I'm actually having my own yard sale this year.
You are? Okay, Michelle.
We've had a few moves.
You got a little plug here, a preview?
Yeah.
Anything worth coming over there for?
I'm actually selling a 2005 Honda Civic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You may not see many of those that day.
You can buy a car at a yard sale.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And it's priced to sell.
Okay. Well, those Hondas, they'll get very high mileage. I know, right?
Yes.
You can run those Hondas forever. All right. There you go. And then you can go and get a car and put in even more stuff as you drive around. All right. So this is good. And I didn't ask you, Michelle and Robert and Mike, are you guys from Abington or Rockland? Which one? Are you all from the same town? I didn't even ask at the beginning.
Born and raised in Abington.
You're an Abington guy.
Four generations of my family live in Abington.
Is Abington. All right, Green Wave. Okay, got it. Robert?
I grew up in Abington.
Yep.
And I moved to Rockland, so I'm both.
Oh, look at that. Look, he went over the border. And Michelle?
I've lived in Abington for about 32 years.
Okay,
so
that's
we have
great.
Rockland kind of sandwiched between us. We got our eye on them.
Well, there's great parts about both towns, that's for sure. And they've got a lot of great people, as we know. And this is just a great event to go out and support these communities, right? Because we all love the great things, and chances are even some of us that live in other towns, we enjoy some of the events that Abington and Rockland put on. I know I grew up in Hanover, and we used to always go over the border to see some fireworks. I think it was it in Abington at the is that who was doing the fireworks back then near the police station?
Yeah, years ago they did them.
They still do.
Yeah, that was great when my parents took me over there. So good stuff, and we want everybody to come out for the town-wide yard sale. So it's April 18th.
April 18th, 8 to 4. Also, keep in mind, Sion's donated a lot of stuff for the yard sale, so come down if you want some plants and flowers and stuff, and make sure you hit Cream. They're donating as well to this event, so if you're in the middle of the day shopping and you're getting hot and you want an ice cream, definitely hit Cream.
Yes, I do.
Again, I mentioned Sarcastic Swine, and they're going to have a food truck set up. They're donating as well, so we try to keep it local, try to take care of all the businesses in town when you're there. Please drive safe. Don't go crazy. Every year there's a ton of people driving around, flying around town, trying to get the best
it's not
rates.
a race. Yeah.
Exactly. And hopefully with everybody participating and the event gets bigger next year, maybe, fingers crossed, if it gets to a point where one day isn't enough, maybe we make it a weekend event.
Okay. All right. More on that. Right now, it's April 18, 2026, Saturday. And again, we're talking about the Abington and Rockland town-wide yard sale. Two towns, twice the fun, endless treasure. Mike Carini, Robert Whitman, and Michelle Coyle all in studio this morning. Thank you all for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. We'll see you on the 18th. All right, right now, let's get a check of the roads and the weather again. Traffic and weather. Northbound Expressway is heavy Adams Street to Southampton Street. Route 3 is okay along the South Shore. No delays on 24 and no problems down at the Cape Bridges. Let's get the details now on the weekend weather. Sponsored by East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. Get your no-cost energy audit online by visiting East Coast Mini Splits and HeatPumps.com and start cutting those energy bills today. Here's our chief meteorologist, Rob Gilman.
The day started really cold and frosty, especially in some low spots away from the city and the coast. Middleborough, Lakeville, 30 degrees with patchy fog right down to the south coast. Sunshine taking over. There'll be a few clouds at times later, becoming breezy and milder. A high of 65. Tonight, fair in the mid and low 50s, balmy. There can be a shower after midnight. We'll drop to the mid 40s late tonight. Tomorrow, clouds giving way quickly to sunshine. Nice to get out. There'll be a breeze near 60. Sunday seasonable. Sunshine followed by some clouds. A high of 56. Quite a warming trend gets underway. Well, there can be a shower late at night. Monday, clouds, sunny breaks, a high of 71 near 80 by the middle of next week. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps, this is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. I've heard mini splits are the most efficient way to heat and cool my home. What can you tell me?
Mini split systems, like the Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning systems that we install, are more reliable and efficient than other heating systems. And East Coast Mini Splits is a Mitsubishi electric elite diamond contractor, one of the highest ranked installers in the region.
And what about rebates and warranties?
I'll guide you through the Mass Save rebates, submit the paperwork, and register your equipment for warranty. And we'll set up a maintenance schedule to keep it performing at its best.
Wow, sounds like we'll be keeping cool this summer.
And warm next winter.
From design and installation to rebates, registration, and long-term maintenance, East Coast Mini Splits guides you every step of the way. Call 781-288-8808 or go to eastcoastminisplits.com to schedule your consultation.
8:54 WATD Sports, sponsored by the South Shore Gutter Monkeys this time around. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. A loss for the Celtics last night in New York, losing to the Knicks 112-106. Jason Tatum finished with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists in his first game back on the Madison Square Garden court, where he ruptured that Achilles tendon in last season's playoffs. Tonight, the Celtics host the New Orleans Pelicans at 7:30 as the season is coming to a close soon, the regular season here. Sox begin a 3-game series against the Cardinals. St. Louis tonight at 8:15. Connolly Early will be on the mound for the Red Sox. Bruins host the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. The New England Revolution host DC United tomorrow night in Foxborough at 7:30. Professional women's hockey tomorrow night at the Fleet Center. The Boston hosting Montreal. That will be at 7 at the Garden. And, of course, the Masters getting underway again back in Augusta. Your leaders at 5 under. Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns both at 5 under, tied for first place. And that's your update on sports.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today we recognize another everyday American hero, the South Shore Gutter Monkey Gutter Installation Team.
No I in team.
Covering the entire South Shore, these defenders of drainage will remove your old gutters and scrape and paint the fascia board so the surface is South Shore Gutter Monkey approved.
We're talking smooth.
Replacing damaged trim is no problem for these woodworking primates, and with the gutter installation truck right on the premises, these aerial artisans of extruded aluminum will custom build and install your new gutters, with every member of the team actually using a level for proper pitch. And with the benefit of battery-operated tools and the use of the opposable thumb, these prehensiled primates of the sky will install your new gutters behind the drip edge and double seal your end caps and miters for a lifelong watertight seal.
Yowza!
To see a live performance at your home, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
Join the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce for the 2026 Business Expo on Friday, April 17th from noon to 4 p.m. There will be over 70 area businesses participating in this event. The Business Expo is one of the Chamber's most popular events that takes place each year. This will be an excellent opportunity for you to connect with local community leaders and area professionals to learn what their businesses have to offer. Stop by and say hello to myself, WATD's Rob Hakala. I'll be broadcasting live from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Expo. The event is free to attend and open to the public. Don't miss your chance to win one of more than 70 free giveaways. Enjoy some networking with Chamber members as you listen to live entertainment throughout the day. It's the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce's 2026 Business Expo, Friday, April 17th from noon to 4 p.m. at the Hotel 1620, 180 Water Street on the Plymouth waterfront. Sponsored in part by 95.9 WATD and Hotel 1620. For more information, visit them online at PlymouthChamber.com.
Technology is powerful and amazing, but digital assistants and chatbots can be frustrating. I want to speak with a real person and get a quick answer when I have a question, and I strive for my business to provide the same for the individuals and families on the South Shore that we work with. Hi, this is Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial. I'm a real person. I give tailored investment and financial advice to my clients, and my service staff is 100% human. Come see what makes us different. 781-834-2010 or McNamaraFinancial.com.
Text line is available for you, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. Our text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Coming up, CBS News at 9. Lori will have local news at 9:03. And then our fifth and final hour, we'll talk about the return of the Artemis II crew with CBS's Peter King from Florida. He'll join us in the 9 o'clock hour. Chris Bethany from the Bethany Builders podcast, and our sports insider, Quinn Kelly. And you on the text line, all coming up. Route 3 looks good. No issues on 24 or 128. Things are easing out. The expressway, still some slow spots as you make your way from Adams Street, East Milton, up towards Southampton Street. South Shore weather for today. Lots of sunshine today. We'll have a few clouds later. Breezy, mild, 65 tonight. Cloudy, a brief shower after midnight, a low 45. 46 in Marshfield, 9 o'clock.
This is the South Shores radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD. WATD. Here.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez, and he's off. Vice President Vance has just left Washington for U.S.-Iran talks in Islamabad. on ending the 6-week-old war.
We're looking forward to the negotiation. I think it's going to be positive. We'll, of course, see, as the President of the United States said, if the Iranians are willing to negotiate in good faith, we're certainly willing to extend the open hand.
He's warning Tehran not to play the U.S. The Financial Times' Hamza Jilani from Pakistan.
Diplomats here have been really trying to set expectations. They're proud to have even gotten this far, that they've been able to play a role in getting a ceasefire, getting J.D. Vance to come to Islamabad, have the talks hopefully start tomorrow. But it's going to be, in some ways, the most difficult part starts now.
Talks between Israel and Lebanon are scheduled for next week in Washington. A new government report shows inflation shot up in March thanks to energy prices fueled by the fighting. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Gas prices were up 21% in March, up 19% from a year ago, and fuel oil was up almost 31% in the month of March. That's 44% higher than it was a year ago.
Average gas prices today down about a penny from yesterday at $4.15 a gallon. The Artemis II crew is set to come home later today with splashdown off San Diego. CBS's Mark Strassman is at the Johnson Space Center in Houston.
Integrity will streak into Earth's upper atmosphere at 24,000 miles per hour. It will lose all radio communication for 6 minutes. Temperatures could hit 5,000 degrees.
San Francisco coffee chain has brewed up controversy by taking down its pride flags.
The private equity firm that bought Phil's Coffee last year says it still supports the LGBTQ community, but wants to create a more inclusive experience by removing a variety of flags. Some customers at the Phil's Coffee in San Francisco's Castro district are upset.
That's kind of a bummer. It's a historic place, and there's flags everywhere.
I'm just not going to take my business there anymore.
Petros Fenorgiakis owns a bakery next door. He displays pride flags.
To me, it represents the city. It represents this area.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Round 2 underway at the Masters. Rory McIlroy tees off this afternoon after his best start at Augusta in 15 years.
I used my head and I didn't, I got up and down when I needed to. I didn't compound mistakes, and that's just a learning curve that you have to go through around here. And, I did it well today.
Defending champ shot a 67 on ESPN. He shares the lead with Sam Burns, who played the par 5s in 5 under par. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
46 degrees around the South Shore at 9:03. Good morning. I'm Lori Kirby, WATD News. The news at 9 brought to you today by AutoShine Auto Body. With decades of experience, AutoShine Auto Body is a gold-certified auto body shop. You bend it, they mend it, in Abington and Braintree, and online at AutoShineAutobody.com. A close call overnight in Bridgewater. Flames tearing through a home on Crescent Street. Somebody was driving by. This was 1:30 in the morning, saw the fire, called 911. Police first to arrive on the scene, knocking on the door, pounding, saying, "Get out." Well, they got out. 3 people inside, saved, some pets as well. Everybody okay, no injuries reported. Again, Bridgewater Fire knocking down that blaze. No injuries, thanks to a good citizen. We don't know who did that call, but we certainly know the police department knocked on that door. And we are knocking on the door of democracy this weekend in Plymouth, Rockland, and West Bridgewater. What do I mean by that? You're going to have to stick around. I'll tell you all about it in 60 seconds next.
Shopping cart into my car when I left it unattended.
AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
My kid didn't see that giant telephone pole when he opened the door. Now look at it. How splendid.
AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
The chucklehead behind me was texting and driving, and now I'm rear-ended.
AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
I don't even know how this happened, but look, my bumper's dented.
AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
Your buddy just had a great experience fixing his car. Who was that he recommended?
AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it. For over 20 years, AutoShine Auto Body has been providing friendly, fast, professional, and affordable services you can count on. AutoShine Auto Body is a gold-certified auto body shop with locations in Abington and Braintree. Whether you're using your insurance company or paying out of pocket, AutoShine Auto Body will work with you. Find them online at AutoShineAutoBody.com. AutoShine Auto Body. You bend it, they mend it.
9:05. Local politics could bring some fireworks to Plymouth North High tomorrow at the dual Plymouth Annual and Special Town Meeting this spring. Funding the 4th of July celebration and the Thanksgiving celebration in Plymouth could cost $100,000. And this is a decision that is pending for the town of Plymouth at a time of financial headwinds. Will it pass? We don't know. 37 articles on this, Warren. Let's get the where and the when from Plymouth Town Moderator Steve Trifletti about tomorrow. Where to show up and where to stream.
Well, we start at 8 a.m., and in recent years we've been going as late as 5 o'clock in the afternoon in order to complete all of our business. We do take a morning and afternoon brief recess, then we have a lunch recess, but town meeting members work very hard throughout the day in order to try to complete the work on the both warrants.
All right, so what would be the Monday date and time, if it happens?
It would be Monday evening, and it would be at 6 o'clock at Plymouth North High School.
All right, so this we don't know yet, because will they get everything done tomorrow? It doesn't look likely, because there are a lot of divisive issues like funding the schools, and there are some potential cuts that could go along if the revenue isn't approved. Also, they're going to look at moving the deadline and the date of town meeting in the future. So there's a whole lot going on in Plymouth tomorrow. In Rockland, voters will have one contested race on the ballot when they head to the polls tomorrow morning for their annual town election. The race for Board of Health will see incumbent Robert Stevens Jr. competing against challenger Bonnie Burrell, Robert Coughlin Jr., and Jennifer Smith. Polls in Rockland open at 8 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. 2 contested races on the ballot for the West Bridgewater annual town election tomorrow. It's a 3-way race now for a seat in the school committee between Michael Crawford, Stephanie O'Malley, and Alexandria Palmieri. The race for trustee of the library will see incumbent Kellyanne Caprillion face challengers Thomas Mayhew and Bonnie Campbell competing for 2 seats. Voting takes place at the Spring Street School in West Bridgewater from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And a canine blood drive is set for this Sunday in honor of Nero and the late Police Sergeant Sean Gannon. This is hosted by State Rep Stephen Zaros, Bourne Police, and CBS.
It's a positive thing. It doesn't really cost the Commonwealth money. It's the way to take care of these heroes. And it's a way to honor Sean Gannon, and it's a way to honor Dakota. And one way we're doing it is this Sunday, we do our canine blood drive, which is another thing that's come out of this tragedy. So on Sunday in Bourne, at the Bourne Police Station, between 10 and 2, people bring their dogs, and the dogs get screened to give dog blood in case there's a tragedy and a dog needs blood. That's how they saved Nero 8 years ago. And now in his honor, we do a blood drive for dogs.
And again, this event taking place at the Bourne Police Station this Sunday from 10 to 2. And the weekend weather beyond to looking beautiful after a frosty morning. Around the South Shore today, we're at 47 degrees. And we will check the forecast and, of course, traffic for you with our 2 Robs, brought to you by Bonji's Turkey Roost. Just because you're short on time, do not come up short on dinner. No, pick up your fresh, delicious dinner at Bonji's in Duxbury.
Sunday, Monday, Bonji days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Bonji days. Thursday, Friday, Bonji days. The weekend comes, I've got a grumbly tongue. I'm ready to race to you.
Mom, I'm starving. I want to eat now.
Don't worry, we can stop by Bonji's on the way home and pick up a fresh, hot, prepared meal.
Well, what about tomorrow night while you're out with Mrs. Jones? What are we going to do for dinner then?
Bonji's has frozen dinners too, like their pot pies, soups, and turkey dinners. I'll grab one now, and you can heat it up tomorrow night.
Mom, everyone's going over to Bonji's after the baseball game Friday for their famous chicken tenders and jumbo taters. But if I end up being in line behind Big Timmy Wheeler, there might not be any left.
Well, I'm sure Bonji's always has enough for the whole team. But if you're really worried, we can call ahead and place your order too.
Honey, aren't you worried about feeding the kids Bonji's this many nights in a row?
Of course not. Bonji's is all natural and healthy. They only use the best ingredients, and they've always got something for everyone. That's why every day is a Bonji's Day.
These Bonji days are yours and mine. Bonji days.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
9:09 Friday morning ride. The expressway is jammed from East Milton up towards Southampton Street. So some delays, 19 minutes, Brain Street to Boston. Most other area highways have eased out. Route 3, no issues along the South Shore. 24, 128, 44 in the Cape Bridges, all okay. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, South Shore weather.
Good morning. Becoming breezy and milder. We started cold in a few low spots. Sunshine, a few clouds at times. A high of 65, closer to 70 in the Boston area, 53 near Buzzards Bay. And your evening plans look fine. After midnight, there'll be a brief shower around, the low 45. That's about the only rain we're going to see right through the weekend as we get back to sunshine tomorrow with a breeze near 60. Nice early spring day. Sunday, little sun tending to cloud up, a high 56. Monday will turn warm away from Buzzards Bay and the Cape. While there can be a shower overnight into early Monday morning, we'll see some sunny breaks in the clouds, a high of 71. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
47 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD. I'm Lori Kirby at 9:12. The South Shore's Morning News continues now with Rob Hakala on 95.9 WATD.
Got it, Lori. Here we go. Fifth and final hour of the South Shore's Morning News. Great to have you along. Well, today is the day, or this evening our time, Artemis II, the astronauts return. They'll be splashing down in the Pacific. Joining us with the latest, CBS's Peter King. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Rob. They are about 73,000 miles from home, going at about 4,800 miles an hour right now.
Amazing. Wow. So this says, what are the concerns going in for the return? A lot focuses on that heat shield, Peter, right?
That's right. There is a narrow angle of reentry. The heat shield gave them problems with Artemis 1 with pieces basically coming off and melting off. Some of that is supposed to happen. The heat shields are designed for that, but this was a bit more than they expected. They say at NASA that they have adjusted the reentry profile, the angle, if you will, to lessen the thermal stress on the spacecraft, which means maybe a little bit less heat, a little bit less stress, and hopefully a nice, safe reentry. But, this is one of the two most dynamic parts of the mission, the other being launch. And both are extremely dangerous and risky, even though we've been accustomed to seeing astronauts mostly return safely from space flights.
And they will be out of communications again, Peter, for a bit when they come through the atmosphere?
Yeah, absolutely. The friction of a 25,000-mile-an-hour reentry and 5,000-degree heat will mean communications blackout for about 5 minutes until they get into the lower atmosphere just before 8 o'clock tonight.
All right. And Peter, as we take a look back, as we had you on at the very beginning, watching that launch for us as the mission comes to a conclusion, what have been some of your takeaways or favorite moments from this mission?
Well, I think, the pictures obviously have been spectacular, but the crew has done a wonderful job of painting word pictures as well and showing a great deal of emotion and humanity. We didn't see a lot of that during the Apollo days. It was a different time, of course, and it's kind of fun to get more of the human element and the emotions that we did get from the crew. That was, to me, a big, big, big highlight.
Yeah, a lot of emotional moments. I know a specific crater that was named, I believe, in memory of the commander's late wife. I certainly, that one hit me. And a recording from Apollo 13's Jim Lovell, right, played, that was recorded before he passed away.
Right, Apollo 8 and Apollo 13. Yeah. Remember, he was in the first crew to go around the moon back in 1968, and that was a surprise. It caught me by surprise. I was in the other room, sort of listening halfway to wake-up call and said, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? That was just amazing.
Wow. Artemis 2 coming back tonight, our time, Peter, around Eastern time. It'll be, what did you say, around 8?
Yeah.
8 o'clock. Peter King, CBS, thank you so much, Peter.
Okay, Rob, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Take care. Appreciate it. All Peter King joined this morning from CBS. He's got a tight schedule, so thanks so much, Peter, for coming on. Peter King with us live this morning as we talk about the return of Artemis 2. Amazing. So I think we'll all be watching that around 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time. Text line is open, 781-837-4900 to comment on whether it be the astronauts. You can chime in on that. It's 781-837-4900. Chime in on the Artemis mission. So far, successful. We do have, of course, that return part, which is pretty anxiety-provoking, but they'll be back hopefully safely tonight. And we can look back on the mission, learn from things, and then get ready for the next one, and then eventually land on the moon again. You can chime in on that. Anything else you want as well. Text line is open at 781-837-4900. 781-837-4900 is the text line, sponsored by Autoshine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Let's see. We heard from Tony O'Brien checking in on the text line. Good morning, Tony O'Brien. Anthony O'Brien. He says, could you do a quick announcement for a veterans event tonight? Free Veterans Info Buffet Dinner at Whitman VFW, 95 Essex Street, sponsored by Conway Realty, 6:30 to 8:30. Family friendly. Families and kids are welcome. Free dinner for vets and families, plus info tables with information about home-based health, VA information, service dog groups discussing benefits for veterans. Tonight's Whitman VFW Free Veterans Info Buffet, 95 Essex Street in Whitman. That's 6:30 to 8:30. And thank you for supporting our veterans. Thank you for your service, Tony O'Brien. And that's family-friendly, kids welcome. That's this evening in Whitman, 95 Essex Street, 6:30 to 8:30. All right, 781-837-4900 is the text line. Any topic is mentioned. I told my story about jury duty or being selected for grand jury. So looks like I'll be spending some Thursdays and Fridays getting to know the city of Brockton a little bit better. We can talk more about that. Has anyone been on grand jury before? If anyone has, can help share some what it's like. You can text me at 781-837-4900. 781-837-4900 is the text line if you want to chime in on any topic or something you want to pass along. Coming up, we are going to be checking in with Chris Bethany of the Bethany Builders podcast now at their new time and day. Sundays, 12:15 to 1 on WATD. He'll be with us to talk about building. And then later on, our sports insider, Quinn Kelly, will be with us. We'll talk Masters, Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, local sports, anything you want to comment on there. Feel free if you have a question for Quinn. 781-837-4900 is the text line. Thanks for listening on the radio at 95.9 FM and, of course, watching us up on the YouTube feed. We're live there, WATD Radio on YouTube. WATD Radio on YouTube. 9:19 traffic and weather on the 9s. Northbound Expressway is still slow. East Milton up towards Southampton Street. Route 3 looks good along, well, wait a minute, we got a little bit of a delay here. Something just before the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway on-ramp, I think looks like to be slowing down. I'm not sure if it's an incident or a work crew, but it's Route 3 north prior to the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway. I'm seeing some brake lights there by that on-ramp. No delays beyond there up through Rockland and Braintree, 24, 128, Cape Bridges, all okay. We do have some work again, though, on the Scenic Highway. If you're going from the Bourne towards the Sagamore, there's a work crew there that'll slow you down, leaving the Bourne Bridge area, going on the Scenic Highway along the canal towards the Sagamore. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. South Shore weather sponsored by East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. Get your no-cost energy audit online by visiting East Coast Mini Splits and HeatPumps.com and start cutting those energy bills today. East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps. All right, for today, we are going to have sunny skies, a few clouds later, breezy and mild, 65 for your high. Tonight, cloudy skies, a brief shower around after midnight, a low 45. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high near 60. Sunday, seasonable, sun giving way to increasing clouds, a high near 56. Right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature 48 degrees at the weather station WATD.
East Coast mini splits and heat pumps. This is Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. My mini split has a musty smell coming out of it, and it's louder than usual.
Those are common signs your system needs a professional cleaning. When mini splits go too long without cleaning, dust and buildup block airflow, reduce efficiency, and can create that musty smell.
So it just needs a cleaning?
Most likely. Once we've cleaned your system, you should notice a huge difference in airflow, which will eliminate the smell and noise. You'll also notice that your electric bill goes way down.
Wow, you really are superheroes.
No matter who installed your system, East Coast Mini Splits, your local Mitsubishi Electric Elite Diamond contractor, can keep it running the way it was designed to. Call 781-288-8808 to schedule your cleaning today. East Coast Mini Splits and Heat Pumps, keeping South Shore homes comfortable year-round with Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning systems. Online at eastcoastminisplits.com.
Interested in the future of development on the South Shore? Join the South Shore Chamber of Commerce Tuesday, May 12th from 8 to 11:30 a.m. for the South Shore Development Summit at Granite Links Golf Club in Quincy. Connect with industry leaders, policymakers, and business professionals and explore how evolving housing policies influence economic opportunity across the South Shore and beyond. Hear from a panel of industry experts as they share insights, perspectives, and real-world implications surrounding rent control and its economic development. The South Shore Development Summit is presented in partnership with the South Shore Economic Development Corporation and New England Real Estate Journal and sponsored by Northeastern Savings Bank, supporting strong communities and smart development. That's Tuesday, May 12th from 8 to 11:30 a.m. at Granite Links Golf Club, 100 Quarry Hills Drive, Quincy. Early bird pricing is available through April 27th. For information and registration, go to southshorechamber.org.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
Looking to transform your home? Trust the team that's been doing it right for over 40 years, One Stop Painting. At One Stop Painting, every project starts the right way, with a professional, thorough, written estimate after discussing your needs, your goals, and your vision. From interior and exterior painting to soft washing and power washing, they handle it all. Vinyl siding, wood, decks, stone walls, walkways, even pool aprons. Need carpentry? They've got you covered. From rotted wood replacement to doors, windows, and more, One Stop is truly full service. They also specialize in epoxy garage floor coatings, gutter cleaning, and so much more to keep your home looking its best year-round. Experience, quality, and award-winning service you can trust. That's One Stop Painting.
Hi, this is Jeff Cohen, owner of One Stop Painting. Call us at 508-888-3500 or check us out online at onestoppainting.com.
One Stop Painting, trusted by homeowners for over 4 decades.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
Whoa. Okay, this one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Wait. The T-Mobile one says families saved over $3,700 versus the other big guys in the past 5 years. And their experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. And a 5-year price guarantee? Oh yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now, or...?
I'm thinking high five.
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. Switch now at T-Mobile.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 among accounts with 3+ voice lines compared to AT&T and Verizon, excluding discounts, credits, and optional charges. See harrisx.com/T-Mobile. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
This is Dave Tinley, a member of Phoenix Masonic Lodge, located at the corner of Broadway and Washington Street in Hanover, inviting you to our monthly public breakfast this Sunday. Breakfast will be served from 8 to 11 a.m., and the proceeds help support local food pantries, whose work in our communities is so vitally important. Don't forget to ask for one of our frequent guest cards. Purchase 9 breakfasts and get the 10th one free. Bring the entire family for a great breakfast at Phoenix Lodge in Hanover this Sunday and help out a great cause at the same time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent and broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. My co-host, Melissa Wallace, and I talk Real Estate Roundtable. We can't wait to connect with you at bringing you all the insights, tips, and trends in real estate here on WATD, so we can talk real estate.
Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara and Melissa Wallace, Saturday mornings at 8 on 95.9 WATD.
95.9 FM WATD. Rob Hakala with the morning team. All right, great to have you along. Text line available, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. Our text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Thanks for listening to the radio. You can also watch us up. The YouTube feed is up, WATD Radio on YouTube, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can catch the show there. Go back and watch video clips, WATD Radio on YouTube. Coming up, our sports insider, Quinn Kelly's going to be in here in just a few minutes. First, let's recap a couple of the big moments as we talked about on Artemis II. I mentioned the Commander Reed Wiseman proposing a moon crater name in memory of his late wife. And that was one of the big moments. Let's play a little bit of that audio if we can.
A number of years ago, we started this journey in our close-knit astronaut family, and we lost a loved one. And there's a feature in a really neat place on the moon, and it is on the near side, far side boundary. In fact, it's just on the near side of that boundary. And so at certain times of the moon's transit around Earth, we will be able to see this from Earth. And so we lost a loved one. Her name was Carol, the spouse of Reed, the mother of Katie and Ellie. And if you want to find this one, you look at Glushko, and it's just to the northwest of that, at the same latitude as Ohm, and it's a bright spot on the moon. And we would like to call it Carol, and you spell that C-A-R-R-O-L-L.
That's audio from Artemis II. The crew proposing that moon crater named in memory of the Commander Reed Wiseman's late wife, as you heard. And she had died in 2020, Carol Taylor Wiseman, at the age of 46, following a 5-year battle with cancer. She was a dedicated newborn intensive care unit registered nurse, and the Artemis II crew honored her memory by naming a lunar crater, Carol. Also, as I mentioned earlier, there was the moment when hearing the voice, surprise, Peter King said, of Jim Lovell, the legend from Apollo 13 and Apollo 8 before that, and again, coming so close to the moon but not able to land as was his plan as the commander of Apollo 13. He passed away in 2025, but not before recording a message that would be played to that first crew to go back and would beat his record for furthest distance in space.
This is Apollo astronaut Jim Lovell. Welcome to my old neighborhood. When Frank Borman and Bill Andrews and I orbited the moon on Apollo 8, we got humanity's first up-close look at the moon and got a view of the home planet that inspired and united people around the world. I'm proud to pass that torch on to you as you swing around the moon and lay the groundwork for missions to Mars for the benefit of all. It's a historic day, and I know how busy you'll be, but don't forget to enjoy the view. So, Reed, and Victor, and Christina, and Jeremy, and all the great teams supporting you, good luck and Godspeed from all of us here on the good earth.
Wow, there you go. It's amazing. Those are the words there from Jim Lovell, who made a recording before he passed away in August of 2025. He was the command module pilot of Apollo 8 and, of course, commanded Apollo 13, the lunar mission in 1970. And he was expecting to be able to be one of the few to walk on the surface of the moon. But, of course, the plans were not, plans were going to change. And, of course, he survived, made it back with his 2 other crew members. They went around the moon had the record for traveling the furthest until this most recent mission back in 1970. And Jim Lovell passed away in August of 2025. He was 97. All right, coming up, we're going to have our Sports Insider. Mr. Quinn Kelly will be in the house. If you got any sports questions, get them in, 781-837-4900. We'll talk about Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, high school sports, and of course, I think this guy likes golf, so chances are we'll probably cover some Masters as well. We'll do that coming up on WATD. Right now, it is 9:29, WATD's traffic and weather. We update it every 10 minutes, and we're looking at delays on the Expressway, Granite Ave, up towards Southampton Street. We're looking at a drive time, not too bad, 16 minutes. Braintree to Boston continues to ease out. Route 3 on the northbound side, looks like we have, perhaps it's a work crew, but we're getting word of delay 3 north and south near Long Pond Road in Plymouth Patuxent Highway area. If you see anything there, let us know. But we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown, definitely a slowdown northbound, and now it looks like a slowdown southbound in that area near Long Pond Road, Plymouth Patuxent Highway. 24, 128 fine, and we do have some delays with a work crew on the Canal Road Scenic Highway leaving the Bourne Bridge area. Let's get the details now on your South Shore weekend weather. Here's our chief meteorologist, Rob Gilman.
Becoming breezy and milder. We started cold in a few low spots. Sunshine, a few clouds at times. A high of 65, closer to 70 in the Boston area, 53 near Buzzards Bay. And your evening plans look fine. After midnight, there'll be a brief shower around, the low 45. That's about the only rain we're going to see right through the weekend as we get back to sunshine tomorrow with a breeze near 60. Nice early spring day. Sunday, little sun tending to cloud up, a high 56. Monday will turn warm away from Buzzards Bay and the Cape. While there can be a shower overnight into early Monday morning, we'll see some sunny breaks in the clouds, a high of 71. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
Thanks, Rob. And right now, outside our studio, sunshine, 49 degrees at the weather station, WATD.
We're not done celebrating St. Pat just yet. Don't miss the 30th annual Scituate St. Patrick's Day Parade on Sunday, April 12th. Kick off the parade weekend by diving into the St. Pat's Plunge on Saturday, April 11th at noon at Hummerock Beach. Gather with fellow plungers before the dive at The Voyage. Find out more information at weloveaparade.com. Then get ready for Mayor-elect Brian Rojic to lead the proceedings in the 30th annual Scituate St. Patrick's Day Parade. The parade gets underway at 1. That's Sunday, April 12th. Don't miss the celebration. More details at weloveaparade.com.
Hello, shoppers. Your friends at South Shore Recycling Cooperative want to talk bags.
Are you memory challenged when it comes to bringing your reusable bags?
Huh? Who, me? Oh yeah, when I remember to put them back in my car, I usually forget to bring them into the store.
That can get expensive.
Expensive? But they give me paper bags for free.
Well, they're really not free. We all pay for them and they're not cheap. A household's worth of paper grocery bags costs the store about $25 a year. On their tight margins, it's added to the cost of our products.
Well, at least they're recyclable, and that's free.
There's no free lunch bags. Paper bags are heavy, and recycling isn't cheap. Using cloth bags can lighten your recycling by 100 pounds a year.
It also keeps another tree in the forest and prevents a lot of paper-making pollution.
Okay, I resolved to ramp up my reusable bag habit. Thank you, South Shore Recycling Cooperative.
Learn more at southshorerecycling.org.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hi, it's Jim Curran of the Wealth and Well-Being Show, brought to you by Cape Cod 5. Please join us every Tuesday night from 6:15 to 7 on 95.9 WATD. By demystifying personal finance concepts, from building a budget to estate planning and everything in between, we'll give you the knowledge to start feeling more confident with your money, wherever you are in your financial journey. That's the Wealth and Well-Being Show every Tuesday night at 6:15 on 95.9 WATD and 95.9WATD.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, great to have you here. Hello, friends. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team, the South Shore's Morning News, coming to you from Broadcast House on a beautiful morning. The temperature up to 49 degrees, sunshine, headed for the mid-60s today. It'll be a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend to watch golf. Let's bring him in. Our sports insider, Mr. Quinn Kelly, is here. Quinn, good morning.
Good morning. My gosh, I've got chills, Rob.
I know.
I've forgotten the year's time. I forgot how good we were at that.
Thank you so much. My friends, Jim Nance. I've got my CBS jacket. We'll see you in Butler Cabin. Oh, it's so much fun. I love all the traditions. I mentioned, I've told you this story many times, and I talk about it every year. Grandpa Hakala, as you know, he was a golfer. He loved golfing. As I said, it's the guy that even when he went camping, there'd be a set of golf clubs in the back, never knowing when he'd quite find a golf course, even up in New Hampshire. And he had lots of trophies, and it was fun. You know, a lot of the, he worked for the gas company, and they had their own team back in the day. And, you know, they had all kinds of championships. And one weekend, though, we set aside Masters, and we'd have the cheese and crackers, my ginger ale, him with a Manhattan, all ready to go and watch some golf. So I love the tradition about the Masters. It's my favorite golf tournament to watch. Quinn, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's my favorite sporting weekend, really, of the year. I think that, you know, the Thursday to Sunday that people enjoy of like the opening week of March Madness. I know that's a really popular one, or you know, Super Bowl weekend. For me, it's the Masters. It's absolutely my favorite week on the sports calendar. It's just, and it is those traditions, Rob. I think that's what makes it so special. Is it's kind of stood the test of time in so many ways. I think a lot of people had some complaints about maybe some fraying of tradition this year, but generally speaking, everything is just so beautifully done. I heard somebody kind of put it well, that it's a special thing and that every single person that's there would rather be there than anywhere else in the world. And I think that's, you know, there are few events that kind of emanate that kind of passion.
Now, I don't know if I've asked you before. Have you ever been, or I mean,
no.
Okay, was it like a bucket list thing? Is that something you could get to someday? I mean,
the way it works is
how does it work?
Every year you have to put your name into a lottery, and it's just a random drawing. And so, you know, there's a lot of people. I would imagine. So it's just a real, you know, luck of the draw thing. It's a luck of the draw, and they really crack down on secondhand ticket sales. That's a big thing. You can lose your tickets if they find that you've listed them on a secondhand site. So that isn't really feasible. And even the ones that kind of sneak through and that they disguise as something else, secondhand tickets are like tens of thousands of dollars. So that's not really a way in either. So yeah, I mean, unless you work in the industry or there's some way to get in, it's just entering the Masters lottery every year and hoping and praying.
Well, so who do you like this year? Do you have a pick? Who is leading? It was McIlroy and Burns.
Yeah, correct.
Tied at 5 under. It looks like they're still tied here at the top of the leaderboard. Right, it's just getting underway this morning again, right? Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I was honestly, I was surprised that McIlroy came out as well as he did. I thought it was going to be really difficult. Obviously, last year was so emotional for him, completing the career Grand Slam, getting his win at Augusta after a lot of failure there. So I thought there would kind of be a letdown for him, and there wasn't. Scotty Scheffler hasn't played in a while, just had the birth of his son. He's the betting favorite. I thought he might have a letdown. He's doing pretty well. So, I mean, those guys are in great position right now. I love Tommy Fleetwood. I think he's got one finish in his last 6 that's outside of the top 10. He would maybe be my pick going into the weekend. Kind of had a shaky finish to the round yesterday, but still playing well. That would be kind of my maybe off the board pick. Well, not very off the board, but.
So who do you think's going to win it?
Tommy Fleetwood would be my pick.
Tommy Fleetwood, okay.
And he finished 1 or 2 under yesterday.
Yeah, okay. All right, there you go. Keep an eye on Fleetwood. I love, my favorite is always, you know, if it's really competitive the final day, I'm hoping like something like that happens. It's always great because I love those things where someone, you know, you're just seeing them, you know, towards the end, you know, just making a little bit of progress here and there. Someone makes a mistake and all of a sudden this person fights back. And who knows? They could win it, right?
Last year's Sunday was one of the more compelling that there's been in a long, long time. You know, obviously it went to a playoff. So I think that it will be very, and especially with who the winner ended up being Rory. So yeah, it'll be very hard to beat that. But hopefully you get something that even just comes close to that this year.
Yeah, and will again Jack Nicklaus's record ever be broken for Green Jackets? You know, I thought before the closest that was going to do it, I thought was Tiger Woods until these recent years. I feel like he had the ability to do it until his injuries, right?
Yeah, I mean now the Tiger question mark is just going to be you've probably seen your last win for Tiger, at least on the regular tour. Maybe he plays senior tour one day.
He was one of those guys to watch though on the last day. My you know, when my grandfather was alive, he said, you know, he always wears a red shirt, he told me, on his last day. And there were some great moments over the years.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Him. And you know, it's just sad the way it all kind of played out with him. You know, I feel like he destroyed you know, good thing there.
Yeah, there's so much that kind of goes into it, and yeah, you do feel for him because it was all kind of off the course stuff, and you know, he never relented in terms of his golfing abilities. His just body is now breaking down, and he's got some other demons that he's fighting against too. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
All right, Masters, we'll be watching that. Let's see. Okay, up next, let's see. You want to get into the Celtics are closing up the regular season here, right? And so they went to New York. The Knicks staying alive, right?
Disappointing. I got to tell you, Rob, I was searching around, you know, late last night to catch the second half of the game, and I'm looking. Okay, it's not on NBC Boston. Must be on TNT. Oh, it's not on TNT. Maybe it's on ABC. I don't know. Not on ABC, ESPN. No, couldn't find it. Finally had to go to
where?
It was on Prime Video last night. A midweek game on Amazon Prime.
Getting harder to find these sports.
Unbelievable.
Sometimes.
So all this effort, I finally get it on, and then they kind of collapsed down the stretch in a big way, which was disappointing. This is kind of, I feel like that's been their MO in recent years. They you know, they got a win earlier this year over OKC that felt like kind of watershed for them, because a lot of times when they have these big regular season games against the cream of the crop, they don't really rise to the occasion, and you just say, oh, well, they'll get them in the playoffs. And I do believe that would be the case. If they run into the Knicks, I don't worry about that. But kind of disappointing to let that one get away from you and waste an incredible game from Bailey Shireman last night. The return for Jason Tatum to the Madison Square Garden, which I know he made a big thing about. So disappointed to see that one go sideways on him.
All right. Celtics will be playing in action tonight, and they're going to be hosting the Pelicans at 7:30 at the Garden. Just a few more games left in the regular season. Sox, let's see. They won their first series, right, against the Brewers. They're looking to make it, 3 in a row tonight. They're opening up a series in St. Louis against the Cardinals.
Yeah, all this interleague play earlier, it's just, I was laughing with somebody because it used to be you had one week in the middle of the summer where you had one division of crossover interleague play, and now they try to make you play all 30 teams in the MLB.
Well, it's different, yeah. I mean, I was going to say, growing up, I don't know about you guys, but people was like, I never even really heard of the Padres. Right. It would be just a team you'd never hear about.
No.
You're never going to play them. You're never going to see them. And so it's been a lot of fun. But I was thinking no Cubs games, huh?
No Cubs games this year.
There's some matchups you'd want to have, I feel like, more than others.
100%. I agree. If you're going to go this route where we're going to play so much interleague play, I don't really understand why you're kind of, historic franchises aren't all playing each other every year.
Yeah, the matchups we wouldn't see. I can see Cincinnati for sure. Something like that. But all right, it's early for the Red Sox. Bruins, boy, what's going on with the Bruins?
They're finding a way to sneak out points, even though they're not playing great hockey. I mean, they're in a good position. Listen, this is the really exciting thing. They signed James Higgins, kid out of BC. He was their first-round pick. They sent him down to Providence to start. He just got called up. So we're going to see James Higgins this weekend for the first time for the Bruins, hoping that he can give them kind of some spark offensively. I'm not really sure what to expect from him. I don't, I wouldn't say that I am bullish on his ability to step right in and solve a lot of problems for the Bruins, but maybe it's a jolt. And exciting when you can get a player of his talent, of his caliber. Maybe he's not quite realizing all that potential yet, but of his talent to join you this late in the season, it'll be fun.
All right, and let's see what else. Any good high school stories here? We're still in the spring sports. Brendan said it's been busy. What have you guys been doing on Sports Exchange?
Yeah, just getting our feet wet. Brendan had a full preview for us last week on preview. We're into the season now, but on kind of who he thought was going to make some noise this year on the lacrosse side of things. We'll talk a little bit about baseball and softball this weekend, as well as they're maybe kind of a week behind calendar-wise in terms of where they're at in the season, just with weather delays and stuff like that. So we'll preview all of that and talk a little bit about where things stand this Sunday, along with all of our Masters, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox.
All right, and 339 says, has Quinn talked about Mike Vrabel? I missed Mike Vrabel and a reporter were hugging. Okay, is there any more to this? Is this a story? Or what's going on with that? Have you followed that?
So, yes, I don't think it's a story.
Okay.
I and I don't mean to be dismissive of it.
No, go ahead. 339.
So what they've put out is that these are photos that kind of captured them too, but they were really there with a crowd of people. So it's Diana Rossini, who's a reporter for ESPN, and it obviously is very close with Mike Vrabel. We've known that. They've done a lot of content together.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very...
Can I borrow your whistle?
Yeah, he's very good to her. But I don't know. I don't think it's anything.
Perhaps much ado about nothing. All right.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right. Good stuff. Quinn Kelly, you're going to be on this afternoon?
Yes, sir. I'll see you
3 o'clock, and the Sports Exchange is Sundays at 5 on WATD. Thanks, Quinn.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, and we'll get to final thoughts. If you want to text in 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. All texters are welcome. Local track.
Thank you. Happy Friday. The local artist for today hails from York, Maine. Her name is Lexi James, and she's been here on the WATD Tiny Stage many times in the past. You can learn more about Lexi James by giving her a follow on Instagram and Facebook, and catch her live at Patriot Place in Foxborough. She'll be there on June 27th. This is her latest single. It's called Growing Pains. From Lexi James, your local Friday artist here on 95.9 WATD.
It's a long road, some destination we try to get to. It's all unknown. What we're gonna say, what we're gonna do. Can't keep living like this, paralyzed by my doubts. Tomorrow isn't promised, gotta make it count. Get out of my own head, out of my
Lexi James, Growing Pains, our local artist, the local track on WATD. All right, it is traffic and weather time now on WATD, and then we're going to get to any final text messages, and it's 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900, sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. All right, look at the roads. And Route 3, we were dealing with some work crews. This was in the area near Long Pond Road in Plymouth. 3 northbound right after the Plymouth-Patuxent Highway, Long Pond Road, a work crew. Traffic's backed about, let me just measure the backup here. It looks like it's definitely more than, it could be over 2 miles now on Route 3 North. Yeah, 2.5 plus miles. 3 North getting by that work crew near Long Pond Road in Plymouth. Southbound side, we're told there is a work crew there in the left lane, and traffic is jammed up towards Samoset Street on the southbound side of Route 3. Both ways seeing delays in Plymouth this morning. Northbound expressway, not too bad into the city now. You've got some pockets, but it's about 14 minutes. Braintree to Boston. Southbound, a little heavier, 15 minutes. Boston down to Braintree. 24 and 128 are okay. South Shore weather. Let's get a look now at the weekend weather for you. And our chief meteorologist, Rob Gilman, with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather.
Becoming breezy and milder. We started cold in a few low spots. Sunshine, a few clouds at times. A high of 65, closer to 70 in the Boston area, 53 near Buzzards Bay. And your evening plans look fine. After midnight, there'll be a brief shower around, the low 45. That's about the only rain we're going to see right through the weekend as we get back to sunshine tomorrow with a breeze near 60. Nice early spring day. Sunday, little sun tending to cloud up, a high 56. Monday will turn warm away from Buzzards Bay and the Cape. While there can be a shower overnight into early Monday morning, we'll see some sunny breaks in the clouds, a high of 71. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
Thanks, Rob. And right now, 50 degrees outside our studio.
Hello, Chris Bethany, Principal Builder at Bethany Builders. Are you considering an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit? If so, make the one call that does it all, 781-898-8018. Our expert design, permit, build team is ready to work with you. We construct them in as little as 60 days, cost efficient, and we're ready to go. Give us a call today at 781-898-8018. Bethany Builders is fully licensed, registered, and insured. Call today for your free estimate.
Ring in the spring with your friends at Family Pet and Garden Center. Spring products are arriving daily at Family Pet and Garden Center, including heart pansies and cold weather veggies, perfect for early spring planting. Stock up on your spring fertilizers for your lawn and garden. Don't forget, spring is the time to lime. Pick up your lime and garden soils today, too. And if you're looking for company in your yard this season, Family Pet and Garden Center has baby chicks coming in weekly so you can fill your coop. Visit Family Pet and Garden Center today on Route 53 in Pembroke and online at familypetandgarden.com.
Register for the 41st edition of the James Joyce 10K Ramble. This charity road race combines running with literature and arts. There are events for everyone, with the Talk-A-Walk, a 4.5-mile course for all ages, and the Children's Ramble, where every registered runner receives a ribbon and a free book. Join on April 26th at the Endicott Estate on East Street in Denham. For more information, visit ramble.org. That's ramble.org.
This is Dave Tinley, a member of Phoenix Masonic Lodge, located at the corner of Broadway and Washington Street in Hanover, inviting you to our monthly public breakfast this Sunday. Breakfast will be served from 8 to 11 a.m., and the proceeds help support local food pantries, whose work in our communities is so vitally important. Don't forget to ask for one of our frequent guest cards. Purchase 9 breakfasts and get the 10th one free. Bring the entire family for a great breakfast at Phoenix Lodge in Hanover this Sunday and help out a great cause at the same time. Thank you.
This is the CBS Entertainment Report. Broadway's big night will switch it up a bit. Pink will host the Tony Awards this year here in New York. Kind of a big deal since traditionally it's hosted by a Broadway star. We'll see what she brings to the table on June 7th. And Michael Longoria played the role of Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys on Broadway for years. His new album, Catch a Wave, pays tribute to the Beach Boys and the songs of Brian Wilson.
I hope that these songs reaches somebody who has no idea who the Beach Boys are. They feel something so strong, they're connected to Brian.
That's available now on streaming for CBS Entertainment. I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Audacy app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join the folks from South Shore Connections for Expert Insights, the only show that connects you to local experts, teaching you tips and tricks on everything that interests you.
Join this week's Expert Insights is Hingham Moving Services. Moving doesn't have to be stressful. With Hingham Moving Services, experience seamless, high-quality relocation backed by decades of expertise. From local to international moves, residential to commercial, they handle it all, safely and efficiently. Plus, you don't pay until your move is completed as promised.
South Shore Connections presents Expert Insights with Deb Keating every Sunday morning at 9 on 95.9 WATD.
95.9 WATD, the South Shore's Morning News. Wrap it up. Rob Hakala with the Morning Team, Friday edition. Text line 781-837-4900. We're coming to you from the beautiful WATD Coastal Heritage Bank studios. Thank you, Coastal Heritage Bank, for sponsoring the studio. Community-focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. All right, Lori, we've got Chris Bethany on the line to say hi to us. Good morning, Chris Bethany from the Bethany Builders podcast, now exclusively Sundays, 12:15 to 1. Chris, good morning.
Rob, good morning. Laurie, good morning. And good morning to everybody listening.
Good morning.
How you doing, Chris? Been busy.
I'm very thankful. Yes, we've been very busy. And, hey, guys, spring is upon us. What a beautiful day.
Yeah, I know. And that means lots of building going on. And, of course, Sophia's getting ready for college, which is exciting. In fact, there's some exciting news on Sophia, right?
Yeah, exciting news. Sophia was actually featured on a story in the Duxbury Clipper a few days ago telling about her project, Sophia Bethany's ADU Blessing. And as you know, Rob and Laurie, Sophia's getting ready to start an ADU, accessory dwelling unit, tiny home for a veteran in need of permanent housing, which will be 100% donated labor materials. So we're very excited to be involved in that.
Congratulations. Great. That's great news, Chris. And
Yes.
do you want to mention, you said one other thing?
Well, one other thing I wanted to mention, April 22nd, we're very excited. Sophia and a couple surprise guests will be actually at Fenway Park, and we'll be on the field and the scoreboards and some exciting things. They'll be supporting her upcoming ADU project, as well as we're going to have a surprise guest come by on April 22nd, world-renowned, very well-known, and Olympic gold medalist. So we'll share those details later.
Good stuff, Chris Bethany. Sunday, 12:15 to 1, Bethany Builders podcast, part of your weekend.
Enjoy the day, guys.
Thank you, Chris. All right, there he goes, Chris Bethany. And don't forget to tune in, Chris and Sophia and the Bethany Builders podcast crew, 12:15 to 1, Sundays on WATD. All right, let's see. A few text messages that came in. Lori Carey said, she was talking about that frost. She says she needs to get into the garden soon. Patty was saying, I missed the story, why you're not doing jury duty. Okay, so it's grand jury. I just want to make sure. Grand jury, it's even bigger, I guess. I had a coworker never chosen. She said, I can spot a guilty person a mile away. She was never chosen as a juror. That's Patty from Middle. I would imagine that could probably be something.
That's a great thing to get out of it. Sure.
But I'll be doing indictments. I'm going to be working on indictments, I guess. Larry will be filling in.
What evidence?
I don't know. I'll find out. Pete from Hingham says, does it pay? I think you get, $50 a day after the third day or something. You got to bring your own lunch. Matt from Pembroke says, I'm going to be getting in my garden. I'm going to be planting my peas in the garden tomorrow and working outside all weekend. So I'm looking forward to the weather that you were talking about, Lori.
Wow. So he knows how to garden. Okay, we have to talk. Call me.
Call Lori.
Not right now, though.
Oh, okay. 781-837-1169. Sunday, I'll be watching the Masters. I plan to raise a glass to Grandpa Hakala as well, Matt says, and have Ritz crackers and cheddar cheese.
Sesame chicken.
Oh, boy.
Nobody
all the
could
traditions.
Make it right.
Grandpa
after
Hakala.
Grandpa.
By the way, he said he stopped at Cumberland Farms in Bridgewater just after Hanson Farm, heading towards Route 24. $3.62 a gallon with his discount at Cumberland Farms.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay, that's not bad. We appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. Paul from Hanson enjoyed the music bed while I was explaining jury duty. I did use the music of the Masters, Lori, to explain my jury duty. It was fun. Al from Arizona says, good morning, Lori. Good morning, Rob.
Arizona?
Yeah, he listens on the stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good morning, Al. And Tony O'Brien said again, thank you so much for the big promotion for the free Veterans event. Veterans Info Buffet Dinner, Whitman, VFW, 95 Essex Street, 6:30 to 8:30. It's free. It's for families and kids. Welcome as well, explaining everything about veterans. And that's 6:30 to 8:30, sponsored by Conway Realty at 95 Essex Street in Whitman, the Whitman VFW. Thank you so much. That's Tony O'Brien, Navy SEAL. Thank him for his service.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Lori, for a great job in the newsroom. She'll be back next Friday. I'll be back someday. I will be in Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I guess. Thursday and Friday, I might come in and do the show for an hour or so, and then just so I can bother people, and then I'll leave, and you'll have Larry for the rest of it. Okay, how about that? Does that sound good, Lori?
Yes.
All right, here you go. Can't get rid of me. 781-837-4900. All right, Audrey's up next. She's got a big show, as always.
Yeah.
Friday with Audrey.
Yay.
And we'll talk to you next time, okay?
She plays good music.
She does play good music, yeah, and she sounds great, too. Everybody says, Audrey's got an amazing, and she really does. This is how she is. Yeah, she's great.
She's actually an amazing person.
Yes, she is. A good person. Supports animals as well, and loves great music, and loves getting your text messages as well on the text line. It's 781-837-4900. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Rob.
Goodbye. Goodbye to all my friends.
Goodbye.
Tk you so much. We'll see you at Butler Cabin.
That's all she wrote.
Bye-bye.
Didn't ride no more. She left the gloom hanging round my front door.
The South Shore's breaking news, weather, and traffic.